it gave ALVA a chance to talk a little bit. They came out there with a little bit different set. You know, the Boomer coaching staff recognized that. Coach Gordon got the timeout. Now it's a chance to reset. Like you said, it's a chess match. You know, both of these coaches know this is a good chance it's going to be a low-scoring game, and it's probably going to be a fairly close game. You know, so little things like this are going to matter a lot more early in the game than they would in a lot of games.
And these guys, I mean, know each other on another level. We talked about the neighbor factor, right? The mentorship you kind of mentioned. So they know the ins and outs between one another. So 4th and short yet again. Gassford under center. And now the officials are talking real quick. Chad, not sure what the discussion is. No coaches around him or anything. Just trying to roll. Again, Gassford under center. 9:24 first quarter. Scoreless as Alva's on the first drive of the ball game. Started with it at their own 25, and that's just kind of what you expect. That's tough to stop there. I mean, QB dive from inches like
half-second jump ahead of the offensive line, or you're probably not going to get the stop.
9 minutes remains for the 22-yard line. It's just 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And Coach Wilson.
Yeah, Caleb Hutton in there on the tackle. I couldn't tell who got the Boomer. To put it on the Boomer side.
And Ely kind of mentioned this earlier, but you got Weather Boomer 22. Gaspard out to pass, a little quick pass out to his man in the flat.
Back in the game, he saw that right away. He didn't try to do too much.
And Gaspard just going to hand off quickly inside to Mathers. Breaks one tackle, gets to the 15, fighting to the 10, down inside the 10 at the 9. And man, Mathers just such explosion from that down back position.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of the same, essentially the same concept that Dodge City did against the Boomers last week. You know, because they're in a flex bone, quick hit. You know, and the Boomers haven't been able to adjust to that.
So 1st and goal for the Goldbugs at the Boomer 9. Clock. Alva looking for the first score of the game in the first quarter. Gaspard under center, 2 receivers to the left. The backfield Mathers. Gaspard sends a man in motion and then hands off to Mathers up front. But boy, right there, stop it, Trip Bates, and try to see who else. That was Bowen Horton. So the ends doing a great job plugging Mathers at the line of scrimmage.
And that's what the Boomers are going to have to do, is just do everything to kind of pinch things up there. Give him any kind of a room, he's going to pick up 5 or 6 yards of pop.
Clock down to 7:10. Second and left. Man in motion goes Flater. Boomers almost jumped. Now Campbell Gaspard looks back to the sideline, checking with Coach Wilson. 55 remains first quarter. Play clock down to 5. Gaspard looking to snap. 3, now puts man in motion. Snap, you got the initial contact, and the Boomers plug him up at the 6, a gain of 3.
Yeah, you know, that's really kind of what happened there. Was it looked like Gaspard really wanted to make the pitch, and the Boomers were able to jump into the pitch lane to force him to pull it down. Luckily for him, he's still able to pick up a couple of yards, but overall, you know, pretty good defense by the Boomers on that play.
So to the 13th play of the drive now for the Goldbugs. My sheet's only got 18. Hopefully we don't get there. 6:10 left in the first quarter. Both teams still scoreless. Gaspard under center. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers underneath behind him, and they try to keep it. Does Gaspard, and the Boomers all over him in the backfield. And again, Trip Bates there. Looks like Casey Bourne jumped on as well. Trip Bates, so the initial contact was all over for a loss. Back to the 7. So just another great read by the Boomer defense. That might force the first kick of the game by Cash Shipley.
And Peyton Collier in there was able to kind of wrap him up as well. You know, but like you say, great job. They played their assignment. They followed the ball. I faked.
Yeah, I thought Mathers had it. Yeah.
You know, so that's exactly what the Boomers are gonna have to do all night long. Is just do what they do, have their assignment, play their assignment, and keep the ball in front of them.
5:20 remaining first quarter. Shipley with a easy 22-yard field goal, and he does chip it through. Oh no, they say no good, wide.
They went wide right.
Wow. So Shipley, a rare miss from that close, and the Boomer defense comes up with a Pioneer defensive stand. Unleash tomorrow's potential with Pioneer Fiber Internet. Get speed and reliability. Surf, stream, and stay connected with Pioneer Fiber. The Boomer defense coming up with that Pioneer defensive stand.
Pioneer logos on the field too.
Yes.
So there
Yes,
we go.
they
A
are.
little bit extra added to Boomer TV tonight. So.
There you go. And of course, you can always watch on Boomer TV if you're not already. Still be able to listen to us and see the game as well. So the Boomers take over. 5:15 to go in the first quarter after the defensive stop. A 14-play drive in total by ALVA. The Boomers will have it at their own 6-yard line. And Ryan Douglas Fisher taking over at quarterback. And it looks like Latal in at running back, as we mentioned.
Backed up.
And they do, as Latal able to fight forward for a couple of yards. The Boomers motion 2 receivers in. So it's a small gain on first down of 2, makes it 2nd and 8.
And that tight look, that's something we, Coach Wilson probably knows we're going to be running the ball a lot, but, it's got a timeout.
Timeout.
Maybe
off
a
the field.
water timeout.
Yeah, it might be with the heat.
it's a
That
water
could be a
timeout.
factor. So, Ely, the Boomer defense, you mentioned earlier, hey, could you weather the storm? And they, on the goal line stand there, they were able to get the backfield that it seemed like they were starting to read things a bit quicker, maybe.
That was, sorry, real quick. That
I couldn't tell if he was talking to him or me.
You're good.
But
Talking to you.
I would definitely say the D-line. And then other than that, nothing was really going for ALVA. And Shipley misses a field goal, too, from 22. So,
Yeah, very rare for Mr. Shipley. You mentioned specialist, 4-star punter by the Coles camp. So, second in the class by states, according to the Coles camp, in terms of ranking. So, rare there. It was the Boomers timeout, as Eric mentioned. So, down to 1.5. But, again, chess match, right? These coaches, as we talked about with their connection, not necessarily worried about, hey, I'm keeping timeouts. They want to make sure they get into the proper looks.
Yeah, and it's, and we got a Boomer running on here late.
That would be Parkhurst, who is split out receiver. So Douglas Fisher in the gun. Latal beside, man in motion goes Jake Graff. Snap. Douglas Fisher just going to try to keep himself on the option. Gets to the 10-yard line, fighting forward to the 15. Going to be near the stick. I think just a touch short, but that's what he provides at quarterback, that speed, Eric, to try to get to the edge.
Yeah, and that's an adjustment that he may have seen on film where last week we got a flag
late
down.
flag, and it's a holding on the Boomers. So race the game. And that one comes back.
And the Boomers got to do a better job not having mistakes like that. But, on the run itself, Ryan really last week tried to do too much at times where,
a little too much horizontal run up further.
He wanted to try to go out a little bit more, try to make a move here and there. But that time he recognized that, hey, I've got an opportunity to slip and make a few more yards. And he took it. Unfortunately, it got negated.
So we'll see where this winds up. Should be half the distance, as the original spot was 2nd and 8 from the 8.
I think they're trying
backed him up about 4 yards.
Yep, should be back to the 4, and that's what it is. So make it 2nd and 12, 11, I guess. No, 2nd and 12 because they were at the 6.
And the ball finally spotted.
So Douglas Fisher in the gun. Latal with them. A receiver each side. Douglas Fisher quickly rolling out the pass, looking in the short out to Colt Moore, but the pass just a bit wayward there by Douglas Fisher on the short rollout.
Yeah, and again, that was just a matter of time. It didn't allow Colt to run the route the way that it was designed to go because the defensive line was in the backfield. And Ryan just essentially had to do what he could to not put it where it could be intercepted.
So 4:22 remains first quarter. Still scoreless between both teams. The Boomers have 3rd and 11 on their own 5. Douglas Fisher in the gun. Latal with them. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Douglas Fisher rolling to the left side, looking for a man over the top to Parkhurst, just past the stick, but broken up by Caden Adair, the sophomore, able to get over the top of Parkhurst and knock that one away.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Parkhurst actually is the one who had to knock that down. It looked like maybe it was almost intercepted. Parkhurst slapped at the ball as well. Sometimes as a receiver, you've got to recognize that stuff and make a play yourself. Because if that was picked, that gives them
Nearly 1st and goal.
right. Yeah, great for field position.
Douglas Fisher backed into his own end zone, looking to punt. On the 4th 11, Boomers have Max Protect in, and a whistle before the punt and a flag. And they'll call this is offsides or false start.
Orion's pointing at a gold bug.
See what they do call, and they looks like maybe moving it up. and they will. So I give the Boomers a little bit more room. It was offsides on the Goldbugs. So move it up 5, still 4th and about median for the Boomers. But, you know, we saw the punt fake last week. I know this would be a bit risky, but if it's a read by Douglas Fisher, you could see something.
And that's what, you know, Alva's probably going to be in more of a contain than anything.
Douglas Fisher on the drop punt, a bit of a short one. Back to receive it is Cash Shipley for the Goldbugs. Picks it up off the bounce to the 35 in Boomer territory to the 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. Decent return for the Goldbugs and sets up Alva with good field position to begin the drive.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Boomers are going to have to figure out a way is get better field position. You can't play from behind to start a drive. You know, we've talked about the struggles they've had on the offensive side. You know, we saw it right away on the first drive, having trouble making connections and, you know, defensive line getting in the backfield, things like that. So, you know, giving them this good a field position early on is going to really come back to bite the Boomers.
So Alva takes over at the Boomer 28, 1st and 10. 4:04 remains first quarter, still scoreless at Ranger Field as Gasford goes under center. The Adlers behind him, a receiver each side formation. The wing is
a new running back.
New running back, excuse me, as we get the handoff to that running back, trying to identify that number. That would be Oscar Cemental, stepping in, 5'9", 165. And he gets about a yard. That's it.
And great job, you know, by Trip Bates. You know, this is one of those games where those guys, Trip Bates and Overboard, and those guys can really make a difference.
Mathers on the sideline, taking a rest. Doesn't look like he's injured or anything, but maybe just letting him get a breather. Obviously a two-way start for the Goldbugs. 2nd and 9 from the Boomer 27. 3:30 remains first quarter. Gasford under center for Alva. Against Mitchell in the backfield. A receiver each side, 2 wings as well. The formation. Flater goes in motion. They take the handoff. Gasford with a quick pitch in the backfield. The Boomers trying to corral the runner, and they do for a deep loss. It was Trip Cole taking the pitch, and he had nowhere to go. The Boomers, the host of them, get him down beyond the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Zaylen Flores jumped out there. You know, Zaylen made the first contact. It forced him to turn around a little bit, and that allowed him, a couple other Boomers to come in there and finish off the play.
So called a loss of 5 on the run. 3rd and 14 for Alva. If you're the Boomers, this is what you want, forcing Alva into those 3rd long situations.
Yeah, you know, this is all, you know, kind of whenever it forces Alva, when Alva goes to a play where something has to develop, I think that plays into the Boomers' hand a little bit on defense. 3rd
and 14, Gasford under center. 2:35 remains first quarter. Rolling out to pass. Under pressure immediately. Bates all over him. Gasford being wrapped up. Somehow gets the pass off to Cole, but he's almost tackled in the backfield, and they eventually get him down at the 40-yard line. The Boomers reading that every step of the way for another big loss.
Great, you know, great job also by Gasford, because I don't know how. I don't know how he got that pass off. Zaylen Flores kind of stuck with his assignment, flew out there, and tackled the receiver pretty quick. So, you know, great job all around by the Boomer defense there.
So 4th and 22 for the Goldbugs, backed up to the Boomer 40 with 2 minutes even remaining first quarter, still scoreless. Alva will have to punt just out of the range of Shipley for the field goal.
And I know. You know, Zaylen's really excited about this game as well. He actually went to middle school with Alva.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of these seniors on the Goldbugs team, he played football with.
So his connections was previously at Winoka in high school. And Shipley with a little bit of a pooch punt. Fair catch called for by Latal. Fields it about the 9, so the Boomers will start up again with that field position where you're inside your own 10.
Kind of shaking my head a little. I don't know if he, you know, should have fair caught that. I think, you know, he had plenty of time to either make the catch and take off, or, you know, that close to let it bounce in the end zone. You know, I kind of look at it as, you know, down on the 7. Okay, so if you get pinned, you're only going to lose 2 or 3 yards.
Sure.
You know, so you take your chance and see if that bounces in the end zone.
That was another Pioneer defensive stand by the Boomers as they take over. 1:41 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Woodward 1st and 10 at their own 8 is what they'll call it. Douglas Fisher in the gun. Latal with them. 2 receivers on the left side, 1 to the right. Man in motion is Graft. Douglas Fisher hands off inside to Latal. Finds a little bit of space. Trips across the 10-yard line. Falls down at the 11. Called a gain of 3, maybe 4. And Latal had some more space. Just kind of lost his foot.
I think that was, you know, he slipped on the turf. I don't know if that's a matter of, you know, maybe it's a shoe issue or something, not having the right shoes on the turf. But, you know, he slipped, but he had, I mean, we had the perfect ankle actually for the hole.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, unfortunately he wasn't able to to stay upright.
Down to a minute remaining in the quarter as the Boomers getting lined up. Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. As Douglas Fisher with Littall in the backfield looking for the snap, takes it again, a handoff inside. Littall trying to bounce it, but not much there, and he'll be wrapped up back at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So mark it 3rd and 7 for the Boomers. And that time tried to explore the space, Eric, but just not much doing that time.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why they decided to, you know, try Cooper in the backfield. We saw a little bit late in the game last week, but he does have a little bit better vision of the field, you know, and that's what makes him a good returner as well. You know, he sees the field well, and, you know, they're hoping that will allow him to get through a couple more holes.
Empty set for Douglas Fisher, trips to the left, 1 to the right. He's rolling the pass on the left side. Under some pressure, gets out of it, still looking to pass, and stepped out of bounds. Douglas Fisher didn't realize that he was near that sideline so close, was firing a pass back across, but they'll say he stepped out of bounds back at the 10, so didn't really lose much, but it does bring up 4th and 8.
I also think they're, you know, the Boomers may have gotten away with the block in the back as well as he was starting to roll out, so maybe him stepping out of bounds was, you know, helped out a little bit because, you know, because they would have backed him up a little bit more, and we know that the Boomers really struggle with the punt when they get backed up like this.
So 8 seconds remains first quarter, 7.8 to be exact, as the Boomers do line up to punt once again. Shipley back at the Boomer 42, ready to receive. Snap a little low. Douglas Fisher gets it. Another low dribbler will roll to Shipley. Picks it up off a bounce. Jukes one man. Gets out of another tackle, trying to go to the far side, but the Boomers keep on him, and they'll wrap him up and take him down finally around the 40.
There is a flag at about the 20.
So that one came out on the return. Shipley thought he was going to get away for a second, but Mason Moore in the pursuit missed the first tackle, came back and started the second.
Unfortunately, Boomers got to do a better job of not missing those initial tackles, because that could have been bad really quick for the Boomers.
Shipley, though, is very shifty. See him on the basketball court, see him in football. Big weapon for the GOLDBUGS. Still waiting to see what the penalty is. That's a block in the back on ALVA, so that's a benefit for the Boomers and should back up the GOLDBUGS. Start this drive. Would have had it at the Boomer 39 before the penalty yardage. So Ely, scoreless first quarter for the Boomers. The defense standing tall. We've seen a couple holes for the offense. Is it looking like the line's maybe a little bit cleaner this week? How's that going for them?
Yeah, I mean, the offense hasn't really went anywhere yet, but you kind of, for those of you watching like Boomer TV, you see things are open. Like, we had a miscommunication on the out route there, but it was open, it was there. And then, you know, the pass play that ended up being incomplete, it was in Parkhurst's hands, so there's obviously pros to take away from things, but other than that, I think we got a good game and ready to see if our offense can bring something together.
Absolutely, as ALVA they'll flip sides, of course. We'll see where they mark it at after the penalty. Coach Gordon's talking with the officials, trying to figure out where it'll exactly be as well. So 1 quarter down, scoreless between both teams. Don't forget to check out R5 Custom Embroidery. When you work with R5 Custom Embroidery, you can count on a quick, fun, and enjoyable process with the results that consistently exceed expectations. Go chat with their screen printing experts about customized apparel. Visit them at 817 Main Street in Woodward or call at 580-256-3579. R5, powering Boomer Sports throughout the season. And actually, Adam Nelson, one of the owners of that, going to be coaching the youth football tomorrow at Boomer Stadium. So you come check out the kids, see how they do in the morning. I believe 10 o'clock is when that starts.
They're trying to, they're actually kind of in a tough spot here because they're trying to figure out exactly where the ball would be marked.
Right.
Because they stepped it off, and then now they got to flip the field. And so there was some discussion about where they think the ball should be marked, and I think they
got it.
I mean,
it was at the 39
difference.
Yeah. So ALVA takes over at the Boomer 49 to start the second quarter. And so Gassford under center, man goes in motion, Mathers back in at running back and give it to him. The Boomers, though, stand him up at the line of scrimmage and eventually push him back. So just forward progress for Mathers, and that's it.
Trip Bates and Reese Sturkey in there on on the stop. I think Bowen Morton also was able to stand him up. So that's exactly what the Boomers going to have to do tonight.
Well, you mentioned the pregame assignment football. Outside of 1 or 2 plays so far, the Boomers have done a really nice job of that.
Yeah, they really have. You know, again, it's not trying to do too much. They've, you know, even whenever they've recognized, hey, this is going to be a pass play, you know, they've done what they could to, you know, try to force a bad pass or something like that if they couldn't get to the quarterback.
11:15 remaining in the half, still scoreless. Goldbugs with the possession at the Boomer 49, 2nd and 10. Gasford takes the snap, this time keeps it, gets some space, gets to the 45, the 40, breaks the tackle inside near the 35, gets the first down, and Gasford tackled at the 36, called a gain of 13 on the quarterback keeper.
And that's what having a weapon like Mathers in the backfield is you got to pay attention to it.
Draws so much attention.
Yes, and when Gasford makes a good fake and, you know, Mathers is taking shots because they think he has the ball, but, you know, Gasford was able to pull it in and go get around the right side.
So 1st and 10 for Alva at the Boomer 36. 10:45 remaining in the half, still scoreless. As Gasford gets the call from the sidelines, under center, has 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers behind him in the backfield. Gasford on the snap. This time tries to keep it again and gets forward for a few yards, but it looked like Mathers would have been the better option. He had a good leach forward, but Gasford still able to get about 3 yards at him.
And, you know, that's kind of what I was talking about. You know, in the pregame, there were a couple Boomers that as soon as the snap went off, they pushed their guys 3 or 4 yards into the backfield. But that also allows for more openings for a keeper or a fullback or somebody like that.
So he gave him 4. 10 minutes remains in the half. Alva 2nd and 6 at the Boomer 32. Gasford under center, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers in the backfield. Gasford back to pass, quick drop, goes in the flat to Flater, finds some space to the 25 before he's tackled down. Got just enough for the first down, however, before the Boomers could get to him. So he got exactly to the 25, call a gain of 7 and the first down for the Bugs.
And there were a couple Boomers that looked like, you know, recognized that was probably going to be a pass play, you know, and they were trying to get themselves in the position, but I think they were expecting it to go to the other side of the field.
It's just essentially a bubble screen, tough to stop in space sometimes. 1st and 10, 9:30 remains in the half. Goldbugs trying to drive, enter the Boomer red zone once again. Gasford under center. Mathers behind him, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Right side is Shipley by himself. Gasford with the snap, the handoff to Mathers inside, breaks through a tackle, cuts out the 15 to the 10, another tackle. Boomers though wrap him up at the 10 and drag him down with the game tackling, but not before 15 yards, another first down for Lance Mathers.
I couldn't tell what offensive lineman for the Goldbugs. He got an incredible push right when the snap happened, and that allowed Mathers to get into that opening quick.
9 minutes remains in the first half. Alva threatening with 1st and goal at the Boomer 10. Boomer stood up the first time Alva was in the goal-to-go situation. It resulted in a 22-yard missed field goal from Cash Shipley. Gasford under center, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers in the backfield. Got tight end as well, and White Tucker on the right side. Gasford takes the snap again, a handoff to Mathers, putting the heads down forward to the 5, still dragging Boomers, but eventually pushed back before he's whistled dead. 5-yard gain for Mathers though, and it's just head down, running strong.
Yeah, that same offensive lineman got a great jump. But I don't know, like, to me it looks like maybe he is getting a little bit early of a jump.
Left guard, I think it is.
Yeah.
Which would be, if I could find it. I'll get back to you in a second.
You know, maybe he's doing that good a job of
It'd be Scott Church
following the count, but man, he's getting out there quick.
So 2nd and goal for Alva at the Boomer 5. 8 minutes remains in the half. Neither team scored yet. Gasford under center, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shipley again, Mathers behind him. This time Gasford on the QB keeper trying to get to goal line. And Kaysen Bourne, did he stand him up and stop him, or they give him the touchdown? It looks like Kaysen stopped him at the 1, maybe the inch. Oh, wow.
I thought he was in. But
heck of a tackle from Kaysen Bourne to stand him up and push him back just enough.
now they're saying touchdown.
They do, so they overrule the call, so it's a 4-yard touchdown run, 5-yard touchdown run, I should say, from Campbell Gasford, the senior quarterback, and Alva strikes first with 7:34 remaining in the first half. what'd you see? I mean, was it truly that close? Did he get in? What do you think?
See, they initially stopped him ahead of the goal line, but that's a good effort by Gasper to kind of reach that hand out to get over the goal line.
And it looks like they'll go with the two-point try. They'll pitch it. So Cash Shipley had the monster formation out, and they get the two-point conversion. So Shipley takes it off the pitch, and ALVA goes up 8-0 over the Boomers with 7:34 remaining in the first half. It was a 7-play, 49-yard drive by the GOLDBUGS.
Unfortunately, this isn't what you want to see. I've seen a lot of the body language from the Boomers just completely changed late in that drive. You know, hopefully something can happen here on the offensive side to try to pick them back up a little bit. But, you know, it's definitely not something you want to see.
Definitely got to keep the heads up. Visit Western Drug at 1021 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward. They've got friendly and caring staff, and a drive-through window is also very convenient. They've always got excellent service. Call them at 580-256-5586. Western Drug, powering Boomer sports all season long. So the Boomer offense will get back on the field. I guess the big positive of this, at least for Jason, is that you're not going to start this drive at your own 9, ideal.
Right, you know, you're actually going to
get some space
to about the, 20 or 30 yards, 20, 30 yards further upfield than you've been able to start drives. But again, if you're not doing anything on the offensive side, if you're not moving the ball, none of that really ultimately matters.
Good change play calling touch. We'll see as Cash Shipley will tee it up. Probably be looking for a deep boot, although the wind slight is against him a touch. Maybe a bit of a cross one more so. That's back deep to return for the Boomers. Looks like maybe Colt Moore trying to identify maybe Latal on the left side. Colt Moore on the right side of the near side. Shipley puts the boot into it. Will be returnable as it is taken by Moore at the 10. Tries to cut to the middle, gets to the 20, finds a little hole to the 25, and is tripped up there, and a late flag in as well. And a second flag.
Yeah,
as there were some extracurriculars. Austin Rowland was tied up with Maddox Beck of the GOLDBUGS, Little John.
Yeah, I'm interested to see which way this is going to go.
There's 2 flags. One came out initially on the return, and then a second at the end of the play. So maybe some off-sittings. We'll see how they call it. For now, the Boomers will have it just past their own 25.
Either way, great job by Colt to recognize a little bit of a hole, and cut it upfield. And if he wouldn't have got tripped up, I think he had another 10, 15 yards easy.
We'll see how they call it.
They're going to re-kick it. They're going to re-kick it.
They are. So there's offsetting penalties, personal foul.
Offsetting penalties.
And so they will re-kick as you mentioned. So an interesting decision there.
Yeah, that's a tough decision to go with because I feel like you got a pretty decent return, on the first kick. You're taking that gamble, thinking, okay, we're going to pick up a few more yards. And I see what, yes, there were some holes there. They were able to get kind of a shoestring tackle, get in there, just barely trip them up. But still, it's a big gamble for the Boomers.
Well, we know Shipley's got the leg to send it deep. So does he choose to go over the head this time? Or does he give you another returnable kick? Kind of tried to sky it a little bit on the last one. So re-kick with 7:24 remaining in the first half. ALVA does lead 8-0 over the Boomers, but we're about to get the ball back. All same penalties on the first kickoff drive results in the re-kick. As Shipley jog into it, this one a little deeper, still returnable. Moore again, just outside the 5, I should say. Gets to the 20, cuts up to the 25, cuts out, gets to the 30. A late flag though, 35. That might be coming back as he gets his way to the 50-yard line. Great return down the sideline by Colt Moore, but I do think it's coming back as there was a flag right near where Moore made the cut, just about the 30.
Yeah. So the gamble did pay off until
the flag,
the Boomers bit themselves in the backside again.
It is a holding, so that's coming back. Now, with the spot of the foul, should be around the 20, maybe the 19 for the Boomers as well, but where they should start this drive.
But if you're the Boomers, you got seem to get a little bit of momentum. You got a little bit of excitement there on the return.
And I do see Cash Carter maybe come out on the field, so he might be switching things up. Nope, he's in the huddle. could play him at receiver. You know, we were speculating if he was going to be out on the field in a separate role, right, after the swap out of quarterback. He is out on the field. We'll see where they put him.
This officiating crew is all over the place. They're not quite sure where the ball's supposed to be. Had one actually pointing, giving the Boomers more yards.
Oh, wow. So they actually backed it up from where the run ended. I don't think that's correct. So the Boomers take advantage. They'll be at their own 39 with 7:14 to go in the half. And so the Boomers at their own 39 take over. It looks like Cash Carter is going to be split out at receiver. So Ryan Douglas Fisher will stay at quarterback. Cash Carter going to split out receiver. Now the officials are talking it over, swapping balls. Footballs, I should say, as they get them from the sideline.
We're spending more time with the officials than we are the actual game time.
And they're keeping it at the 39. So 1st and 10 for Woodward. Douglas Fisher in the pistol look. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's Carter. And Littall in the backfield with him. Has a snap taken to Littall on the handoff, and Boyd busting through and just swinging him down was Trace Hamilton, the junior. Read that one the entire way. A loss of a few for the Boomers.
Ely, what'd you see on that? I don't think it. Ely, what'd you see on that play?
2nd and 12 for the Boomers.
It's just the kind of they're standing up, like they're not staying low, and they're getting blown by really easy.
So not necessarily keeping the leverage is what he's saying there. 6:45 remains in the half. Boomers trail 8-0. Face a 2nd and 12 now from their own 37, or 36, I should say. As Douglas Fisher in the pistol look. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's Moore the near side. As Littall lines up beside Douglas Fisher. They put Graff in motion. They'll pitch it to him as he takes a little orbit. Spins out of the tackle at the 35. Gets to the 40 before he's dumped down there. But a nice gain. Good move by Graff to be able to break out of the initial tackle around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great job by Jake. You know, that's one thing I was able to, coach Jake in 8th grade basketball. And that's one thing that I always said when we needed to get to the goal was, hey, let's give it to Jake. Jake's going to go in there. He might take a shot or two, but he's going to do it. It's exactly what happened there. He got looked like he got stood up by a gold bug, and he just bounced right off of him, made a little bit of a spin move, and kept on going.
So 3rd and 8 now for the Boomers at their own 41. 5:45 remains in the half. Got to get to the 49. Douglas Fisher in the gun. Littall with him in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Has some communication with 4 seconds on the play clock. Back to the Boomer sideline 2. Got to snap it. Just gets it off the time. Douglas Fisher backs pass. Looking over the middle. Finds Graff on a catch. Oh, he can't hold on to it. Would have had the first down at the 40. Graff caught the strike. It was a good, well-placed pass from Douglas Fisher. Just couldn't come down with it clean as Goldbug laid a hit on Graff.
Yeah, I think that it kind of caught on the outside back shoulder pad, and he was unable to, really get control of it. And they took the shot, causing the ball to be knocked down.
And it was Shipley, the defensive back, able to break that one up. And again, a good strike from Douglas Fisher. It's been a while since we've seen a pass in game other than that initial one on the original drive. That one was a strike. So the Brewers forced to punt on 4th and 8 with 5:28 remaining in the half. There's Douglas Fisher ready to catch at his own 30. Gets the snap, a little bit of a roll, then drop kicks it. This one pretty solid. Will take a good Boomer bounce inside the 15, inside the 10, rolling down. Gets a touchback, but still good punt from Ryan Douglas Fisher, essentially 70 yards from about where he was standing.
Yeah, you tell Alva really paid attention to the game film because they've got somebody who's kind of coming out a little bit wider to make sure to contain and not allow Fisher to take off.
And he still kind of has that small rollout, so assuming he's still given that option. As the Goldbugs take over at their own 20, 5:18 remains in the half. They do lead 8-0 over the Boomers. So the Boomer defense answers now. As Campbell Gaspard, senior quarterback, leads them out. They'll be under center. Lance Mathers, the back behind him. 2 receivers. To the right, 1 to the left, far side. As Gaspard takes the snap, dropping back to pass. They go with the screen to Mathers, but the pass off the mark, incomplete, just past the line of scrimmage. As that's the pressure by the Boomers did enough to force a bad pass from Gaspard.
Yeah, Bowen Morton was right in his face, and for that was really a kind of a lucky dump over the top. I don't know if he was if he saw somebody he was trying to get it to, if he was just trying to get rid of the ball, because
Mathers was kind of right there in the area, it looked like, but Case Bourne was already going to be on him.
And so, great job overall. Again, it looked like the Boomers played their assignments. They did what they were supposed to do. You just got to kind of stick to that.
2nd and 10 for the Goldbugs. 5:14 remains in the half. They lead 8-0 over the Boomers. Sitting at their own 20-yard line. Gaspard under center. A couple receivers to the left, one to the right. Mathers behind him in the backfield. Double tight sit, and a flag comes out as the snap occurs. This will most likely be a false start on Alva. I imagine it is. So I back him up 5, and the Goldbugs kind of shooting themselves in the foot right. Make it 2nd and 15.
Put it back on the 15-yard line. Make it 2nd and 15.
We're still into a pretty beautiful night, Alva. Not really a cloud in the sky. Got about, looks like a half moon out.
Yeah, it's just enough a breeze to, keep it a little bit cooler. It's not going to be down there on the tough turf.
Tough turf.
It does get a little bit warm. It wasn't too bad. I was down there pregame, but still, having a breeze.
2nd and 15 for the Goldbugs. Gaspard keeps on the option, looking to pass, leaking out, trying to find the man, incomplete, as Coleman Gaspard, the sophomore, had leaked out down the near sideline, and the pass just off the mark. Gaspard can't come up with it, makes it 3rd and 15 for the Goldbugs.
Yeah, that was a great job by the other Gaspard there, though, to recognize that, hey, if I slip out behind the defense, because defense is paying so much attention to Campbell, that if I slip out here, maybe we have a chance to move the ball up the field.
So 4:38 remains in the half. Alva with the 8-0 lead over the Boomers, but facing a 3rd and 15 from their own 15-yard line. Gaspard under center. Mathers behind him in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Top of the formation. Gaspard back again to pass. Looks like another screen set up, this time completed to Mathers at about the 15, gets to the 20, 25, head of steam, bowls over a man at the 35, still rolling near the 50 before he's chopped down. Lance Mathers get him in the open field with the head of steam, and good luck trying to tackle him.
Man, I hate to do it. It looks like Owen Morton was the one who took a shot from Lance Mathers.
Popped right back up, good to go, but man, that was a collision.
That's what makes a guy like Lance so scary. He's a bull in China shop. When he gets going, he's hard to stop.
So Mathers gets 36 on the screen pass, makes it 1st and 10 for the Bugs at the Boomer 49. 4:20 remains in the half. Alva does lead 8-0. Gaspard under center, receiver to the receiver on each side of the formation, I should say. Mathers in the backfield, a couple wings as well. As one goes in motion, but instead they hand it off to Mathers again up the middle. Beats Case and Bourne at the 45. That was another pop, and Bourne this time wins the best of that one and gets Mathers down with some help from the other Boomers.
There was a lot of energy coming from both ways, meeting in the middle right there. Good job by Kaysen to be able to stand him up and not allow him to pick up any more yards.
Kaysen, no surprise, strong himself, kind of fits Mathers' build in terms of
yes, very much.
Same height, same type of weight, stockiness. Did get 4 yards, makes it 2nd and 6 for the Bugs at the Boomer 45. 3:30 remaining in the half. Gaspard under center, formation in tight with the receiver in both sides. Motion man around, pitch it to him. That would be London, and London popped down at the line of scrimmage by a couple of Boomers. Good job to get him in the open field. Looked like Trip Bates, and helmet came off there for Levi Harris, so he'll have to pop out for the play.
By Harris for no gain.
Yeah, you talked about Harris. As soon as Harris hit him, his helmet popped off. It's a great job by him. Again, that's what the Boomers are going to have to do. Is there's been a lot of missed tackles because we're reaching down, trying to grab him by the legs, and happen to Dodge City, but. The Boomers are hitting them high. They're hitting them high. They're stopping them in their tracks. So they're Boomers seem to be trying to send a message on this drive.
3rd and 6 for Alva. 2:45 remains in the half. They hand off to Mathers up the middle and bouncing through a couple Boomer defenders. They had him a couple of hand tackles, but couldn't quite bring him down. He gets to the sticks. Think maybe just got enough. No, they say short. So it'll be 4th and inches again for Alva. Mathers got 6. Or should you say about 5.5?
Yeah, that time Mathers won the battle between him and Case and Bourne. Case and Bourne came in and gave him the shot that Mathers was able to bounce off.
So quickly to the line goes Alva. 2:25 remains in the half. 4th and inches. Watch for the quarterback dive again. They tried to do it with Gaspard. He does get across the line to the 35. enough for the first down, just needed one. And that will be 1st and 10 for the Bugs again.
Almost a unsportsmanlike flag that did not come in there, but great job. Brody Province looked like he had a chance to strip the ball, and unfortunately the whistle blew and they stopped him before progress.
So 1st and 10 for ALVA, 2:05 remaining in the first half. They lead 8-0 at the Boomer 35, trying to drive. Gaspard under center, Mathers behind him, a receiver each side of the formation as well as a wing. They fake the handoff, Gaspard keeps, pitches to London behind the line of scrimmage, and he's struck down by the Boomers. Levi Harris meets him at the 40, and that's a loss of 5.
And Levi Harris finished up the play. Trip Bates actually pushed his guy far enough into the backfield that he caused a disruption on the play.
And a timeout taken by ALVA. Coach Wilson wants to talk about some things with his Goldbugs. And don't forget to check out Salient State Bank. They've now got a branch in Woodward. It's their new location, 2314 Williams Avenue. Salient State Bank Woodward branch offers full-service banking, including personal checking, savings, home and commercial loans, mobile and online banking as well, wire transfers, and more. Visit Salient State Bank in Woodward, powering Boomer football this season. So, Ely, you're down on the field. It is big-time pops and collision, it seems like, at the line of scrimmage and when runners are meeting right now.
Yeah, one thing I would say about Woodward right now is they're doing a lot better job of staying home than they have in the past couple of weeks. You've seen some misdirections, some fakes, and you got some Boomers right there to tackle them. So they're doing a good job of staying home and, like you said, getting them at the line and not letting them get in open field.
Eric, you talked about preaching the pregame again. Assignment football, that's the theme of the night so far. The Boomers have done a pretty solid job, as it looks like they gave London just a yard of progress. So they say 2nd and 14 from the 39 out of the timeout. Gaspard under center, 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Mathers behind him. Gaspard back to pass on 2nd and 14. Another screen set up. This time Mathers just escapes out of Casey Bourne's reach, breaks a couple of tackles, gets across the 30 to the 25 near the stick. Might be just a touch short, but man, Lance Mathers, we talked about his power, showed a little moves there as well on the juice.
Yeah, he got a great block. You guys see who that was. Scott Church was able to make a great block, and Mathers was able to kind of slip in behind him as Casey was coming forward. So Church actually took the brunt of Casey Bourne's hit on that, allowed Mathers to pick up a few more yards.
They'll say 3rd and inches for the Bugs. Minute 32 remains. Nope, they give him 1st and 10. Excuse me. Moved the chains late, so 1st and 10 for ALVA. With a minute 32 remaining in the half, they lead 8-0 now at the Boomer 25-yard line. Gaspard under center, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gaspard again back to pass, short rollout, looking to the right side, trying to direct traffic, under pressure, floats one to the sideline, well out of bounds. Cass Shipley was in the area, but that was well over his head, so incomplete. Interesting that ALVA's trying to get some passing game going here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that comes down to the Boomers know, that everything's going through Mathers right now, and so if they can kind of do something, because even when Mathers picked up that first down just before that, Kaysen was at the line of scrimmage ready to make a hit on him, so the Boomers are reading it really well.
So 2nd and 10 for the Bugs. Gaspard again under center, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers dotting behind him. Gaspard tries to get the end around the Flater. They get him there. He cuts up field, gets to the 20-yard line, actually the 21 before they drag him down. Church, the lineman for ALVA, lost his helmet on the play, so they'll have to come out. And it's a gain of 4 for the Bugs. And a timeout again taken by ALVA. So like they're down to their, I believe, either the final one or the last
final timeout. I think it is.
Minute 9 remains in the half. The Bugs lead 8-0. Check out M&D Enterprises and Lawnmower Shop for your best lawn, porch, or patio. M&D Enterprises and Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you've always dreamed of. Check them out with locations in Woodward, Canton, and Weatherford. M&D Enterprises and Lawnmower Shop powering Boomer Sports all season long on Boomer TV and KMZE FM Woodward. As we'll see how ALVA approaches the 3rd and 6 out of the timeout. I would assume playbook's kind of open there.
Yeah, I think the playbook's going to be open, but it's going to be a big stop by the Boomers if they can get it right here.
That was the Bugs last time out. 13th play of the drive upcoming as Gaspard goes under center. Tight formation, a receiver each side. Mathers in the backfield, a wing as well on each side. Gaspard puts man in motion. Snap, fakes the handoff. They do keep it with Gaspard, and he dives forward to the 15. Reached out, maybe got just enough. Might mark him short again. Got about a yard short is what they call. Gaspard tried to reach at the last minute, but they say 4th and 1, so a gain of 5.
Boomer defense really right here. I'd like to see him pinch, maybe get Kaysen right up on the line because
Gaspard under center, not with the quick snap. And again, going to go with the quarterback draw. The Boomers stand him up, but did he get enough? It's going to be right at the stick again. He maybe got an inch forward. Boomers are signaling the other way, but we'll see what the officials' call is. The initial spot is right on it. They quickly, I think, gave it the first down.
Yeah, I think the nose is they had it marked right at the 15, and the nose of the ball is on the 15.
So it looks like they might measure here as the officials take their own timeout.
On the field.
And they're going to try to figure this one as the announcer kind of get up there. And I think you're right, though, Eric. I think the nose is just going to give him that first down, barely. So, and it was a good job by the Boomers to stand him up essentially at the line of scrimmage. You got a couple Boomers leaning in on the chain gang.
Oh,
Boomers are saying short, but they say first down. So, boy, it was close. And when we say by about a nose, if you're watching on Boomer TV, they look like they tried to zoom in on it. That was just barely on the 15. So 1st and 10 for Alva with 48 seconds.
But he was able, he was able to pick up the first down. But great job by the Boomer defense overall to not allow to make it that.
They were ready for the dive, yeah.
From where the ball was marked to start the play.
Clock runs again with 45 seconds in the half. Gaspard under center. Alva trying to extend their 8-0 lead before the break. The Boomers will get the ball after half. Gaspard fakes the handoff, goes to the flat to Flater, and Dominique Gordon comes up with the forced, is it a fumble? Is it behind line scrimmage? And I think that's the case. So Dominique Gordon reads the bubble play. The freshman forces the turnover as the Boomers get it at the 35. And what a play.
How big is that for that kid right there coming home? He
grew up here in Alva.
For the most part, has grown up in Alva until before last season. He's making plays on his friends. So awesome job by Dominic to recognize it there and make a big play.
So on the 15th play of the drive, Woodward gets the turnover. And they get it 1st and 10. They've only got one timeout. They're at their own 35. See how far they can go here before the half. Just 28.5 seconds. Douglas Fisher back in the gun, looking to pass. Looks to the near side, sends a deep shot to Cole Moore, and Moore, there's a flag down. That's going to be pass interference because all over him was Keaton Adair holding him before that ball got there.
Yeah, he was pushed out of bounds. And Coach Derek Thomas for the Goldbugs down there, letting him know that, hey, that's on you, kid.
Yeah. So big play for the Boomers as your 22 seconds remaining in the half. And this will move them forward a bit to the 50-yard line. So a 15-yard pass interference on the defense. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Boomers at the 50. Again, timeout. 22 seconds remain in the half. They trail 8-0. Douglas Fisher in the gun, trips to the right side. Single man to the left is Colt Moore. Latal in the backfield. Douglas Fisher back to pass again. Looking to the right side, and it's going to be a hold on the Boomers before Douglas Fisher throws it incomplete to the sideline. And it looked like, thought it was a clean truck down by Drake Roberts on that right side, but they'll call it a holding. I thought Roberts got the pancake, but not the case.
Yeah, I think he may have reached up and kind of, as he was falling, kind of pulled him down a little bit. But
Ely, what'd you see? Was that a clean block, or was it a hold, do you think?
It was clean initially. So he had the block, but he held on for just a little bit too long.
So just as Eric was mentioning, kind of as it was falling, tough break for the Boomers. That'll back him up to the 40 on the hold play. So 16 seconds remains in the half. Woodward trails 8-0. Do have one timeout, but they have their own 40. As Douglas Fisher in the gun, trips to the right, one to the left is Moore, the single side. Latal in the backfield with Douglas Fisher. Quick pass out to Parkhurst in the flat. Catches at the 40, rolls up to the 45, lays a head down, trying to get out of bounds near the 50. Don't think he did, so the Boomers will see if they burn their timeout. They haven't yet. I think Coach Gordon's just going to let it roll into the half. And that is what they do. So it's completion, gain of about 8, but that's how we end the first half. Woodward goes into the break, trailing the GOLDBUGS 8-0 here at Ranger Field. Step aside, come back with the halftime show. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we've been a core.
Who can solve this equation?
Ooh! Me.
Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
Right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you. Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor.
There's nothing.
With Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi, you can set your Wi-Fi password, view all your connected devices, and even run speed tests all from your phone. Need to set up parental controls? No problem. Simple, smart, secure. Stay connected and in control with Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi. Visit GoPioneer.com to learn more.
And back at Ranger Field, Tyler Riggs, Eric Scott, Ely Noble with you as the Boomers trail 8-0 to the ALVA GOLDBUGS at halftime. And a kind of a unique thing, the Boomer Band getting to perform this week on Ranger Field is they have a long break in between tonight and their next home game, Elgin, in 2 weeks, and the band does have a competition before then, so Daisy Crockett wanted to get into performance. And Ely, let's see if we kind of listen in on the band there as they get their performance going here. You can check it out on Boomer TV as well. Check it out on their YouTube to see the Boomer Band get into a little halftime
Majors
performance
Alex
here.
Ginn and Adam Williams, is your band ready?
Oh, kind of lost it there for a second, Ely. See if you can maybe get readjusted a touch. Lost that. Oh, I think you got you. There you go. All right, Boomer Band. was a performance by the Boomer Band. Most of it there. Nice performance as they get one in before their competition upcoming. We'll go ahead and step aside for a quick break. Come back with scores from around the district and some of the Northwest Oklahoma, the state as well. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Life never stops moving. Between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect, you can lose track of the miles and focus on what really matters, the memories made along the way. Stop in today at 2220 Main in Woodward to see your local Michelin dealer, Pipe Lanes Tire.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we've been a cornerstone of the community since locally owned and operated. We understand the values and the culture that define Western Oklahoma, from supporting local farmers to helping small pride in offering personalized banking solutions that reflect our deep understanding of Western Oklahoma. Discover the differing lender.
And back at the half at Ranger Field, ALVA leads the Boomers 8-0 at the break. And Eric, what's going on?
Another district score. El Reno, it's Weatherford, and the Eagles are up on the number 9 team in 5A. They are up 14-0 on El Reno. Trying to see if having trouble finding some of our other district scores here. Clinton and Kingfisher are playing. Kingfisher is up 17-7.
Really?
Over the Red Tornadoes. So
bit of a surprise there. All right.
Bank that really understands our area. Bank of Western Oklahoma. We've been locally owned from the beginning, and we still are. When you need a bank that understands your unique life, choose Bank of Western Oklahoma, the bank that works as hard as you do. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Tires are put to the test every day, everywhere around the world. Michelin invents the tire that stays safe even worn with unique Evergrip technologies. New Michelin Premier, safe when new, safe when worn.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet.
Tired of complicated Wi-Fi management? Smart Wi-Fi makes it easy. With Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi, you can set your Wi-Fi password, view all your, even run speed tests all from your phone. Need to set up parental controls? No problem. Simple, smart, secure. Stay connected and in control with Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi. Visit gopioneer.com to learn more.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Another game that, you know, a lot of people thought it would be a lot better, a lot closer this year. OBA has really struggled with ceiling as that OBA, and it looks like it's probably going to be a 45. If it's not already final, it's 46-0 in the second quarter.
Again, I'm going to have to talk to Coach Mayo because he was kind of down on his prospects this year, and they've been really, really good. Have the Wildcats had a tough break last week against Laverne. That one was 28-27, and so they were able to just not quite get the win there, but they've been really good to start the season. See if we've got this score back in Class A. Got to check over on, oh, there we go, Fairview taking on Tonkwall, the team, the last one to beat them before they went on this big winning streak they're at. And right now, Fairview up in the second quarter, 21-12. That one is in Fairview. The Yellow Jackets hosted there, Tonkwall.
More Class B scores. Boise City and Tyrone on Boise City. Canton is out at, it's hard to call it Balco Forgan because I still think about them as split, you know, but Balco Forgan is up 34-0 right now over Canton. And then O'Keene and Geary, we know what O'Keene's going to be this year. Pretty solid team. It's 32-6 the last score. Still showing first quarter, but I mean, more than likely that game's further on than the first quarter. But you know, O'Keene taking care of Geary right now.
And of course, run through some of these, but obviously check out the full tri-state coverage over on K101. Friday Night Quick Scores, CJ Montgomery, Chris Eubanks, Sean Kelly, all of them rolling through. They've had some special guests on as well. And a few others. So definitely check that out. And up till 10 o'clock coverage of the Tri-State. Also check out Smith & Co. Auction and Realty. It's Oklahoma's real estate and land auction experts. Smith & Co. is your #1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate needs. Call them at 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering Boomer Sports all season long. So as the band's finishing up performing, we had the Boomer Band perform. Alva's band now taking the field in the back half of the halftime. Fellas, what do we think of that first half as we get to our first half stats presented by High Plains Tire? Visit High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward is where your dollar goes further. We look at the drive charts. Alva took the opening drive, 14 plays, ultimately missed a 22-yard field goal to start that at their own 25-yard line. The Boomers would essentially go 3 and out on a punt. Goldbugs would do it again. The Boomers backed them up a little bit in their own territory, able to defend. Beginning of the second quarter, Alva went on a 7-play drive that started right at the beginning of the second quarter. In total, 7 plays, 49 yards, 4-minute, 26-yard drive. And of course, the 2-point conversion was converted by Cash. Late drive in the second quarter, forcing that fumble. Dominic Gordon able to have enough time to work with. So what do you guys think of that first half?
I think overall, you know, we knew what Lance Mathers was going to be, but you know, I think they'll get into the backfield, disrupt that option game whenever Alva's tried to, you know, throw it downfield a little bit. The area in the backfield and also near a receiver that's you know, really they're really having trouble getting the ball more.
If you were circling all the highlights, all the circles you would do, Lance Mathers was able to get out in some space, and when he kind of gets, when he's able to run and get some momentum, he's a lean kid.
City where, you know, came back to hurt the Boomers. You know, luckily, you know, a little bit for some of the shots that he had to take. You know, he did a great job, but you know, how are the Boomers going to be
to get some of that initial contact? And it's a little bit of an old school.
Are going to help wear the Boomers down. You know, so he's more willing.
Last week they had some key injuries. We mentioned outside a little bit more confident about that depth. Although, you know, in the second half, you just, like you guys have been saying, you
guy out of the backfield, and the fact that, you know, Alva's, I know we've seen it at times on defense, or, you know, excuse me, flip that.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the offense. And we've seen it well. You take that advantage and let's figure out a way to move the ball.
Deep roots across Oklahoma and Texas. They are in touch. Their customers live and work in. Great Plains Bank, powering Boomer sports all season long. And Court survived double overtime against Arkansas. They make the road trip to Tulsa, take on the Golden Hurricanes. Arkansas last week against Tulsa. And for OU, hold on to your hats. And
teams one went into double overtime. But you also got to look at the fact that their problem is they just can't win one possession game right at the end of the game. But said that like OSU, they've won like 8 or 9 and lost 37 games in one possession.
And looking to try to perform their first of the season, I believe, in terms of competition, to bust that one open in the second inning. The 4 seniors, Joel Wagner, Jordy Oakley, Riley Douglas Fisher.
You got a pretty solid Kingfisher team. They are, we got to go there. So that Kingfisher double.
Trying to make that playoff push all over the Boomers. So cross country, they'll be at Bethany on tomorrow, which has been really good as a freshman.
And they also got another meet again on Tuesday.
Okay.
Looks like they go up to Laverne. But
play well. Both teams back on the field, ready to get it rolling. The Boomers will receive to begin the second half as they get flipped.
The Boomers are running out there to kick it. Wow, why you would do that?
The Boomers deferred till the second up, ready to roll. Trio of returners back for Alva, standing about their own 10.
We aren't misremembering that, are we?
No, I double
I'm sitting here trying to rack my
brain.
brain.
Alva had the first drive of the game.
Are we misremembering?
Is that the Boomers somehow diverted to the second half and chose to kick for some reason? I don't know. So first and 10 for Alva at their own 30.
Up here and get some momentum.
Gaspard under center, one receiver each side of the formation. Mathers in the backfield as Gaspard rolling out, trying to run maybe.
Really kind of blew up what Gaspard initially wanted to do, and so the fact that
Gaspard pitches out to Mathers, kicks the right side, finds a hole, gets to the 50. A flyover steps out of bounds inside the 25-yard line, but again, a flag all the way back near the line.
Bourne is able to get just enough push on him to get him out of bounds at the 23, but like you said, it looks like he is scary.
It is a full head of steam, a true locomotive. So, and how about Colin Bourne? Not
this level. Adrian Peterson. He reminds me of an Adrian Peterson whenever he's running against this level.
After the penalty, 2nd and 17 from the hole. Gaspard under center. Mathers again. This time the Boomers able to stand him up. Maybe got a yard or 2. They mark him at the 30. A gain of 2. 15 upcoming.
And I really couldn't tell, who actually had the ball, and so couldn't really tell who actually finished with the ball.
So 10:55 remaining in the third quarter. Alva leads 8-0, but
wanted to try to go back to that play that Mathers was able to pick up the big game
before as clock ticks to 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Play clock down to 29. Decent little return, at the 30. Decent little return for Natal. We'll see what the flag is as it was up near the 50-yard line.
That was a great punt by Cash. I feel like he called that about 30 yards downfield. I don't know how he saw that, but okay.
They don't mark off any yards. Mark off.
Well, that's it. The officials are taking so long to make something happen, mark it off, things like that.
46 remains in the third quarter. They're on 24. Douglas Fisher had a quarterback in the pistol, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff in Tall gets across the 25, near the 29 before he's brought down. Good open hole though. Tall take our
game. The few times that we've handed off like that, we picked up some yards, but that we're getting ourselves in trouble. So let's just push the ball on the ground.
9:15 to go in the third quarter. Boomers trail 8. Nearly got the score. Cooper Littall with a touchdown saving tackle.
The timing is completely off. It doesn't work. And now
probably it was behind the line, so I'm not sure if that'll be on. Hopefully it's on the field. So it is Alva ball after the offset penalties. The 1st and goal at the looks like 3-yard line. So Alva takes it up. Gaspard taking his time, pitches out to Mathers, tries to cut it up. The Boomers stand him up initially, tries to fight for it again.
Continue to do that here on second down.
Second and goal from the 2, 8:25. A touchdown. Gaspard with the second of the game, this time from 2 yards out on the quarterback dive.
They did on the first touchdown with the kind of that monster formation. And
down to the left. Trick Cole ready to receive a bubble pass, and now a timeout.
You know, if you can keep, if they go for 2 here.
Them at 20-24 remains of the penalty.
Delay a game against the GOLDBUGS.
So not an actual excessive celebration. They call it a delay of game. So
probably because he threw the ball up in the air, didn't get it straight back to the officials.
Right. And now a false start on ALVA before they get their first snap off.
Illegal procedure against the Bugs. Take it back 5.
So mark it back to the 44.
I think I would have liked to have seen the excessive celebration and not the delay of game, but we'll take what we can get.
We'll take it. So first and 15 for the Bugs. 7:29 remains in the third quarter. They lead Woodward 15-0. So Woodward will have to try to find a defensive stand again. As Gaspard under center. Formation packed in tight. Mathers behind Gaspard. Man in motion goes Cole across the line, and they'll pitch out to Mathers on the strong side. The Boomers have him initially, but he breaks out of a tackle, gets across the 50 into Boomer territory before he's slung down inside the 45-yard line. And it looks like about the 43, maybe 42. And Alva there just trying to run it to the strong. The Boomers initially looked like they read it clean, just couldn't quite corral Mathers.
Yeah, and I think you're kind of starting to see that fatigue now, starting to, you know, the kind of creep its way in. You know, the Boomers are, you know, you can tell some guys are hurting a little bit here and there. You know, the Boomers going to have to figure out a way to fight through that and make it stop.
So 2nd and 1 for Alva at the Boomer 42. Gaspard under center. 6:45 remains in the third quarter. Mathers behind him. The receiver split out to the right side. 2 wings. And emotionless Cole. Again, they feed it to Mathers. He gets enough for the first down. A couple more. Across the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Give him the 39, actually. So a gain of 3 for Alva. Sets up a 1st and 10 for the Bugs at the Boomer 39.
You know, you don't hear it a lot with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, but really, you know, the clock's now almost completely on the GOLDBUGS side. The way they're,
it is, yeah.
The way their offense and they drag it out and things like that, you know. And
been on 14, 15-play drives in this game already. As Gaspard goes under center, receivers split out to the right. Mathers again behind him in the backfield. A couple wings, man in motion. Cole. Gaspard again hands off to Mathers. Finds a hole across the 30, 25-20. The Boomers game tackle him as he gets down to the 15, it looked like. And Mathers with another explosive run just found a quick hole and turned on the Jets.
And this is it's very similar to what we saw last week at Dodge City, where, you know, once the Boomers started getting tired and, you know, they started missing some tackles, you know, kind of breaking their assignments a little bit.
As Mathers rips off a 23-yard run. As Alva has 1st and 10 at the Boomer 16, down to 5:40 in the third quarter. Alva not rushing. Routinely getting to line with 10 seconds on the play clock. Gaspard under center. Same formation as last. As the motion goes Cole and right back to Mathers up to, no, they keep with Gaspard. He gets to the sideline near the stick before he's tackled out of bounds. It's inside the 10, right at the first down marker.
By Gaspard around the right side.
We'll see how they mark him. Just a yard short. They go 2nd and 1 after the first down keeper by Gaspard.
The Boomer out there, I don't think we've seen yet this year. I don't remember seeing him. Dylan Soto ran out there before the last play.
Just trying to get some breathers in there for some of the Boomers as Soto sees his first action. 5:26 remains in the third quarter. Alva with a 2nd and 1 from the Boomer 7.
Soto threw a no-hitter last year, so he,
yeah,
you know, gets Cheyenne, so.
And now whistle, and it looks like timeout taken by Coach Wilson as he raced from about the 40 to the 10. The 40 time wasn't bad there by Coach Wilson. The Bugs take a timeout as they set up for a 2nd and 1. R5 custom embroidery. When you work with R5, you can count on a quick, fun, and enjoyable process with results that consistently exceed your expectations. Go chat with their screen printer experts about customized apparel Visit them at 817 Main Street in Woodward or call at 580-256-3579. R5 Customer Embroidery, powering the Boomers all season long. See, it's kind of an odd timeout. I say odd. I mean, we talked about it in the first half. Both these coaches showing, hey, we're not worried about necessarily keeping them in the pocket because it's been that chess match here.
Yeah, and I think part of this timeout was I think Coach Wilson understands really this is an important drive for the point that now if you're able to score right now, you stretch it out to a 3-touchdown lead, which is, you know, something that he knows that the Boomers are really going to struggle coming back.
So out of the timeout, Alva under center again. 2nd and 1, 5:26 remains third quarter. They lead 15-0. Going from the Boomers 7. Gaspard under center. Motions a man. It's Flater. Ball's on the ground, but Gaspard falls on it quickly. A little mishandle of the snap. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Bugs. So Gaspard quick to fall on it was the senior after the bit of a miscue on the snap. Alva will quickly sit up again, but I say that, they'll really bleed this clock. Still got a full 20 on the play clock. They definitely will take their time as it goes under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Gaspard under center. Formation packed in tight. Mathers behind him. Puts man in motion before the snap. Gaspard just cuts him up himself, though, to get the first down. Gets inside the 5, down to the 3. And Alva has 1st and goal after the 4-yard keeper from Gaspard.
And you talked about this last time. If you can somehow get a stop in this possession and try to kind of get some momentum, but unfortunately, you know, again, with the clock, you're backed up against the wall.
As it's at 4:39 remaining in the third quarter. Alva tried on a player late alignment. It looks like a swap out there. 1st and goal for the GOLDBUGS at the Boomer 3. Gaspard under center. 2 receivers on the right side. Man goes in motion across formation. It's Cole. Mathers in the backfield. They try to pitch it to him. The Boomers read it initially, but missed him on the tackle. And the Boomers stand him up for a gain of just a yard, maybe 2. Couldn't see who was that that had the initial contact. Looked like maybe Bowen Morton was almost on top of the pitch.
Hand off to Mathers.
So it's just a gain of 1.
Yeah, but a really good job by the Boomer defense as a whole to recognize that, you know, after we weren't able to, you know, make a play in the backfield, don't give up on the play. You know, Mathers is such a beast. Keep fighting, and they were able to make that stop.
Clock down to 3:55 in the third quarter. Again, the Rangers, good to see. The Bugs leading 15-0 over the Boomers, trying to extend that. 2nd and goal from the 2. And a jump by Alva, the left tackle, just racing off sides for the Bugs. And that would be Trace Hamilton. Got a bit excited, so this is big. He'll back him up for a 2nd and goal on the 3. Or the 2, I should say, to the 7.
Now, if you're the Boomers, don't get lax here with them backing up. You know, when you're in the goal line, you said, okay, we got to make a stop. We can't let them go. You back them up a little bit. You feel like you can let up a little bit. You can't do that.
This clock continues to run down to 3:30 in the third quarter. GOLDBUGS, 2nd and goal from the 7 as they lead 15-0 over the Boomers. Gaspard under center. Receiver split out on the right side. Mathers in the backfield. And is another a false start? Or is this one offsides on the Boomers as the flag comes out?
I think it might be a false start where the man in motion jumped.
We'll discuss it.
When the man came in motion, it looked like maybe there was an offensive lineman that kind of...
Yeah, that fired off. Looks like they're getting ready to back it up again, so Boomers catching a bit of a break. GOLDBUGS having double false starts. So now they've got 2nd and goal all the way to the 11.
Looks like maybe that was illegal motion is what they called on that.
Okay. Still a 5-yard penalty either way.
Make it 2nd and goal from the 11.
Boomers again, we'll take that. Let's get back-to-back penalties. Clock down to 3:15 in the third quarter as Alva now 2nd and goal from the 11. Gaspard under center. Receiver split to the right side, Shipley. And the backfield, Mathers, couple wings. And goes motion as Flater. They hand off inside. No, Gaspard keeps it, but he's not going very far. Fights forward for a yard, maybe 2. As the Boomers quick on him, on the keeper.
Freshman Reese Durkee able to wrap his arms around the waist of Gaspard and bring him down.
So it makes it 3rd and goal from the 9 for Alva, down to 2:35 remaining third quarter. Can the Boomers come up with a goal line stand, force the field goal? Alva, of course, going to take their time. Still plenty on play clock with 20 seconds as they finally line up. Gaspard under center. Receiver split right as Shipley. Man in motion goes Cole. Man in the backfield is Mathers, the down back. They pitch it to him on the strong side, and Mathers initially wrapped up, fights forward, gets across the 5 down to the 3. And the Boomers able to drag him down. And it sets up 4th and goal for Alva from the 3.
Mason Boring making the tackle there,
The DB.
wrapping his arms around the ankles, and and actually Mathers kind of pulled him about 3 or 4 yards, but great job by Boring to come in there and read the play.
And they make Mathers substitute out. Didn't see what was the cause. And it looks like Alva burns a timeout to prevent Mathers from having to stay out on the play. Not sure if there was an equipment issue. Didn't see a helmet come off. But they burned the timeout.
Yeah, I think it might be an equipment issue. It looks like they're trying to work on his helmet a little bit. Or no, he's got a bloody nose.
Ah, so that's okay. So they take the timeout to be able to work on that. Western Drug, 1021 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward. They've got friendly and caring staff and a drive-through window. That is very convenient. They always provide excellent service. Call them at 580-256-5586. Western Drug, powering Boomer Sports all season long on Boomer TV and KMZE FM Woodward.
Coach Wilson, when you have a guy like Mathers who has to come out of the game for what's essentially an injury, take that time out so you can keep him, especially in this situation where, it's hard to make that stop, being only 3 yards out.
Well, and for the Boomers, I mean, this is, Alva's saying, hey, even if we don't get this, you're pinning Woodward back at their own, 3, 2, 1. We'll see what that winds up being if the Boomers can make the stop. So really not a big risk for Alva to go for this. As they line up to do so, minute 58 remaining, third quarter, 4th and goal from the 3. Alva trying to extend their 15-0 lead. Gaspard under center, Mathers in the backfield, put a man in motion, 2 receivers on the right side. They pitch it again to Mathers, tries to cut it up towards the goal line. The Boomers plug him up, no gain, and they get the 4th down stop on the goal line to the Boomers. Wow. And they caught Trip Bates on the tackle, but there was a host of Boomers all over him initially.
Yeah, I don't think it was Trip who actually was able to make the first contact and, to slow him up. But man, great job of the Boomer defense to plug him up.
As a Pioneer defensive stand, unleash tomorrow's potential with Pioneer Fiber Internet. Get speed and reliability. Serve, stream, and stay connected with Pioneer Fiber.
Ely, what were you able to see on that play?
Is that to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of hard for me to hear y'all down here,
You're
but
good.
Just what we always expect from that Woodward D-line, the defense. I mean, they stand tall. They're keeping this team in the game, so just give them props.
And under center for the Boomers, they hand it off to Latal out of the goal line set. He fights forward for 2 yards. Another new wrinkle there, kind of with previous games. You've been pinned at your own 3, you're 1, and the Boomers say, okay, not go from the shotgun, we'll actually get under center.
Yeah,
they get 2 out of Latal.
Because there's a couple, the Boomers have had, 4 safeties in the first 2 games, and a couple of those were from
Don't bring it up.
A couple of those are from snaps when you're back in the shotgun formation. So, hey, or pistol, take away that, and see what you can get.
So they give Latal 3 to the 6, 2nd and 7. Douglas Fisher in the pistol, takes the snap, handoff again to Latal, turn to the legs, gets to the 10, maybe the 11. Another solid gain on 2nd down. Call a gain of about 5. Sits up 3rd and short.
This is a big play here. You need to get that defense a rest, and you need more than 3 plays on offense for that defense.
Yeah, you do, and a chance to get a first down for the Boomers as the clock winds down to 50 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Boomers trail 15-0. And it's 3rd and 2 from the Boomer 11. Douglas Fisher in the pistol. Latal behind him. 2 receivers on the right, 1 to the left. Snap, again a handoff to Latal, trying to fight forward, and it looks like got the progress to the 15, and that's a first down for the Boomers. So 3 straight runs and successful.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was kind of calling for earlier. Is, you know, Latal almost every time he carries the ball, he's picking up yardage.
And just got a good nose for the hole, the vision. You mentioned that in the pregame. And
so just keep pushing the ball upfield.
Down to 15 seconds in the third quarter. Boomers don't have to snap it, but lining up to do so. As Douglas Fisher in the gun, Latal beside him with 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Colt Moore, the single man, the near side, down to 5 seconds. Looks like they're not going to snap it here as Latal just kind of walks off, and that is the end of the third quarter. We'll head to the fourth as the Boomers trail at Ranger Field to the Alva Goldbugs, 15-0. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
Every family has a story filled with chapters of love, laughter, and dreams for the future. But what if one day you're not there to help write the next chapter? Life is unpredictable, but your love for your family shouldn't be. With State Farm Life Insurance, Gwayne Matthews and Woodward can help ensure your story continues, even when you're not there to turn the page. Protect the chapters yet to come. Talk to Gwayne Matthews, because your story deserves to be told.
And back on Z92 Boomer TV as we head to the fourth quarter. The Boomers trail 15-0 to the Rangers, but trying to set up the drive as they've got a first down at their own 15. 3 straight runs by Cooper Latal to begin this drive has got them in that 1st and 10 situation.
If you're the Boomers, you're definitely not out of this game, but you still also got to continue, like we talked about with Coach, as well as you're also kind of building towards district play. So just continue to work and figure it out.
It looks like Alva may jumped off sides Trace Hamilton early, or do they call that on the Boomers? Let's see what the call will be. As it's going to be on Alva. So you go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 5 on the offsides by Hamilton. He's been a bit antsy both on offense and defense so far. So that moves him up to the 20-yard line to start the fourth quarter. As Douglas Fisher in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single man is Moore on the near side. There in Endersby, the tight end, as well on the near side. As Douglas Fisher back to pass on 1st and 5. Looking to Colt Moore, beat his man downfield at the 50, the 40, 30, it's a foot race, 20, 10. Colt Moore takes it to the house for the Boomers. An 80-yard strike from Ryan Douglas Fisher to Colt Moore, and the Boomers get on the board.
The Colt making a little bit of a move, and it caught the defender off guard, and the defender slipped, and it allowed that ball to just drop right into the, really right at the waist of Colt in stride, for that long strike.
And how about that quick hitter for the Boomers needing that? 5 plays, they go 97 yards
Holy cow.
For the touchdown. Wow.
So again, like I said, coming back from the deficit that we had, the way we've been playing was tough. But hey, one play that completely changes the whole game.
And a chance at a 2-point conversion as they're trailing by 9 here. As Douglas Fisher lines up the pistol, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Latal behind him in the backfield. Play clock at 10. They've got Endersby at tight end on the left side as well. Looking for a 2-point conversion. Ooh, an Alva jump. There's a little too early. And so that moves the Boomers. I know it's not much, but you get up to another yard and a half.
But, again, that really that goal line stand is causing the GOLDBUGS to kind of start rushing things and trying to do too much on their own, which is really starting to play in the hands of the Boomers.
How about that strike from Douglas Fisher? We were kind of off air, okay, or we don't take any deep shots because we know his arm isn't quite what Cash Carter's is, but my goodness, he's been, for the most part, except one real pass, pretty accurate.
Yeah, he's done exactly what you need him to do tonight and not try to do too much.
On the 2-point conversion, they motion Graff around the end, trying to get around on the jet sweep, and Alva's going to stand him up and push him back. He got about to the 1 on the far side of the field, right hash, and just couldn't punch it in, so the score remains 15-6 with 11:48 remaining in the ballgame.
Yeah, it looks like Latal got knocked down right in front of Graff, and you know, that caused Jake to have to just try to make a little bit of an extra move to get around Cooper, who was laying at his feet, and unfortunately that allowed the GOLDBUGS to make the stop.
So the Boomers down 9, 15-6, 11:40 remaining in the game on your Just Wells Chevrolet scoreboard. And guys, I mean, you needed that shot in the arm offensively. The defense has been doing it. Ely, you were down on the sideline for that touchdown pass. It looked like just a good double move from Cole Moore. Was that the case?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, he got the defender on his hands on the ground, and he's wide open. Good throw by Ryan Douglas Fisher. I mean, that's actually absolutely what you need if you're the Woodward offense. And I think my favorite part is the reaction from the coaches, man.
Oh, and you love to see, things work out for sure. Oop, lost you there for a second. There we got you.
The bad part about it is, I mean, the defense still was, they're right back on the field. I mean, they get one big chunk play and they're back on the field.
Good point. But, Ely, you've been on the player side of it. When you get a big play like that works, I mean, and you've been in those moments where, okay, you got to make the catch or maybe you got to make the shot on the basketball court. Is it tough to do that from a mental standpoint, knowing it's wide open sometimes?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Get a little nervous, maybe? Okay. Well, the Boomers get the shot in the arm they need. Still trail by 9, though. Still plenty of time. Now, though, Eric, this is where it's important for the Boomers to not let Alva go on that long drive, because this offense is built to bleed the clock in these situations.
Yeah, if you're the defense, just continue trying to do what you've been doing, except for the exception of maybe 5 or 6 plays this game. Just continue to fight, battle, and make it stop.
Douglas Fisher with the kickoff, going deep as it goes over the head of Cole, but he has to pick it up at the 5, inside the 5, gets to the 10, the 15, block or 2 to the 20. The Boomers able to drag him down just a bit past the 20 at the 22, and that's where Alva takes over to begin the possession.
And Tyler, early in the night, we were talking about all the connections between these two teams, two communities. And I heard you say Theron Endersby on that last drive, and made me think about Theron's family is actually his mom's family's an Alva family. His dad's former mayor of Alva. They business owners here in Alva. His mom graduated from Alva, so that's an added level of this rivalry of kids playing for a little bit of pride.
Absolutely, playing tight end for the Boomers today. Some defense as well. See time at defensive end. So it's Campbell Gasper, the Alva offense, back onto the field. He's under center, and we've got a whistle and a timeout by the Boomers before the snap, so they're down to 1. Alva also with 1 timeout remaining at the half. So each team, again, we talked about the chess match. Neither coach worried about saving them, just trying to make sure the alignments are right more so than anything from what they're seeing.
Yeah, that's kind of threw me off. I mean, especially if you're Woodward, you might want those down the line, but defensive coordinator did not like what he saw there. It was pretty apparent, so take the timeout and adjust.
Yeah, I think that both these programs are looking at this from completely different mindsets, where the Boomers, you don't want to say this is a must-win, but this is a game that you really got to have to
you at least want to try to execute the best you can.
Try to get some momentum going into the bye week. Then you got some things you can work on. You've seen going into to the start of the district play. And then your GOLDBUGS, you're playing 2 classes up here.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your own momentum going. This could be a big win for them and confidence for them.
So 11:31 remains of the ball game. Alva takes over, leading 15-6, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They actually moved it up a yard from the return as Gasper under center. Receivers split out to the right side. The backfield Mathers. They put a man in motion. Fake the give to Mathers. Gasper keeps him himself. Gets across the 25 to the 26. It's a gain of 3 on 1st down for Alva.
Yeah, it was a gain of 3. Good job by the Boomers. I bid.
I did this time.
I was watching Mathers, and then I heard you say keep by Gasford. So, great job by the Boomer defense there.
Fool me once, shame on me. 2nd and 7 for Alva as the clock bleeds down to 11 minutes in the ball game. Again, they lead 15-6 in no hurry to get this played. Routinely going to take this down to about 10 on the play clock, get lined up and snap it. As Gasper gets under center, tight formation, 1 receiver on the right side, a couple wings, and Mathers the down back. The flex down man goes in motion. It's Landon again. Gaspard with the keeper. This time finds space around the 35, 40, 50. Has a hole to the 45, to the 40 in Boomer territory. Tackled out of bounds by Colin Bourne inside the 40. A touchdown saving tackle. Gaspard just kind of leaped out of the backfield on the keeper, and Boomers could track him down at time.
Yeah, that's what we get. We talked about assignment football, you know, and it looked like somebody unfortunately missed their assignment there. It allowed Gaspard to pop it out for the big gain.
36-yard run in total for Gaspard on the keeper. So makes it 1st and 10 for the Bugs at the Boomer 38. Clock goes to 10:30 remaining. Gaspard under center. A couple wingbacks. Mathers in the backfield. The receiver split out. Gaspard this time with the handoff to Mathers, but the Boomers stayed him up. He tried to pitch it before the whistle. Kind of interesting there, but a couple of Boomer ends on that. See Trip Bates in there, as well as I about said Levi Harris, but that wasn't the case. Zaylen Flores, yes,
but
thank you.
Great job by Trip. He's the one that kind of wrapped him up immediately in the backfield. You know, Trip's a strong kid himself, and you know, he didn't allow Mathers, whose feet were still going, but he pulled Mathers back and got the stop.
They do call it a loss of 1 to the 39. 2nd and 11 for Alva. 9:55 remains in the game. They lead 15-6 over the Boomers. In Boomer territory, Gaspard under center. Couple wings, down back Mathers. Receiver split out on the formation. Man in motion. Gaspard back to pass as avoids some initial pressure. Now being chased down by Flores, who gets him at the 50. A big sack by Zaylen Flores all over it again.
I wish I could tell who it was. There was actually another lineman who, because Gaspard looked like he wanted to throw a little bubble screen maybe out there to Shipley, but somebody was able to kind of get their head in the way into the passing lane, forced Gaspard to pull it back, and you know, which allowed Flores the time to bring him down.
They mark him at the 48, so an 8-yard sack by Zaylen Flores. And it forces Alva into 3rd and 20 with 9:05 remaining in the game. Boomers going to watch for the screen. We've seen that a couple times. Gaspard under center. A few receivers split out. 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Mathers in the backfield. Looks like, again, leaking out for the screen. This time the Boomers all over it as Casey Moore tried to intercept it. And Peyton Bowen, they might get roughing the passer here as Peyton Bowen was trying to be on him. Yeah, roughing the passer. So that's a big penalty. Wow. On 3rd and 20.
That is a really close roughing the passer call, just because of the way the momentum was carrying. And I wasn't quite sure who was the one that knocked down Gaspard, but the way that his momentum was carrying him that way from when Gaspard made it, you can't really pull up very well. And so I mean, I guess I get it, but that was really close. But still, Boomers, you know, because of where the previous play,
right,
they still have an opportunity to get a stop.
That they do is it makes it 3rd about 7 for Alva. So still got to convert. The Boomers have a chance to stand it up as they're at the Boomer 35. Gaspard under center, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mathers the down back. 8:50 remains in the ball game. Gaspard keeps it on the option, pitches it out to Flater, and he gets a few yards, but ultimately knocked out of bounds inside the 35, and another flag comes in late. I didn't see it. I think it came out before the tackle, so either this is a holding. I don't see where it could be on the Boomers.
I don't see where the flag's at.
It's on the far side in front of the Boomers sideline.
Well, it looked like there may have been a taunt, and that's what I worry about because I didn't see when the flag came out.
That's a block in the back on Alva, so it is on the GOLDBUGS. I was about to say that came out late, but it was during the course of play. Yeah.
See, I never saw the flag, and I saw what looked like a taunt over there on it where, you know, one of the Boomers kind of stepped over him, looking at him, one of those situations. But
so the Boomers would have had the 4th down. We'll see if they accept the penalty. The only problem here is if Alva, you know, they've shown the propensity to go for it on those 4th down situations, and you're leading technically by 2 scores. The Boomers do take the penalty and back them up. Want to push them out of field goal range. We mentioned Cash Shipley with the big leg. Although he missed the 22-yarder earlier, he can boot it. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 now. Or 3rd and 16, I should say. Ball at the 43.
And Tyler Ely, I don't know if you've noticed, there's been a lot of times where the Boomers are just inches away from knocking the ball away on the pitch, or, you know, even on that roughing the passer, Casey Bourne was right there for a potential interception. So
yeah, he read it clean.
Yeah, I was when he threw the screen pass, I was actually on my tippy toes because I thought Morton was going to come away with the interception.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, we were right there here lately.
So 3rd and 15 for Alva from the Boomer 43. Clock at 8:46 remaining in the ball game. Gaspard under center. They lead 15-0 over the Boomers. Gaspard a quick out, looking for Shipley in the backfield. Completes it to him. Shipley trying to make a man miss, and the Boomers all over him. A quick tackle at the 40. Only a gain of 3. Mason Bourne as well as Cooper Latal to wrap him up quick.
How much leg does Cash Shipley have?
That's the question, because this would be.
That's what I want to see.
At 50-plus yard field goal.
I can't see him trying the field goal because even on his extra point, he got underneath the ball.
Right.
Like he's
put it in the air a little bit too high.
I think they're going to try to. I think they're going to.
And it looks like that's the case.
But you got to watch the fake as well.
Shipley's a good athlete. You know that. So he's beyond his 50 at his own 48. Back to punt. Latal back to receive and the low snap again. Shipley with a sky punt. This one wobbling. Latal going to field it and get the fair catch inside his own 15 near the 10. So good job by Latal to field that one. Shipley would have placed that where you risk it on a roll if you don't fair catch it. So they give him a little progress to the 12, it looks like. So the Boomers take over 1st and 10 at their own 12, trailing 9, 15-6. Just 7:49 remaining in the game. You're going to have to get a quick score, or at least a score, and then another stop. Or an onside, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's tough because you don't want to go away from what worked on the last one, what's actually been working, where you're getting 3 or 4 or 5 yards, and all of a sudden you're able to get a pass. But you also don't have a lot of time to work with.
So Douglas Fisher will be in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single man more again. Tight end flanking on the right side. Latal in the backfield with Douglas Fisher. Play clock about 10. We're getting things lined up. Gets the snap off, back to pass. Fakes to the left side. Swings it out to Latal out of the backfield, looking for a block. Latal fights forward to the 15, but not much more. So a quick gain of 2. And Eric, I think that's probably a good compromise, right? You know, you can't necessarily go straight deep shot, but you don't want to also just straight run it, so you go with a little bubble.
Yeah, and actually, I think Cooper kind of missed it where if he would have cut it back in, he had a blocker who could have helped him out a little bit more. He basically outran his blocker on the outside. But again, the Boomers are able to pick up some yards, so let's continue to try to do that.
2nd and 8, clock down to 7:10 left. Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Douglas Fisher looking to pass the left side, now pulls it, and again pulls it out, finds Colt Moore in the flat, keeps his toes in bounds and trucked down at the 25. That's a 1st down. And Douglas Fisher kind of held it for a second, faked as if he's going to run, and just flips it over to Colt Moore, who was right on the sideline.
Ely, was that as close to the sideline as it looked like it was?
Looked like he was on his back toes, Ely. Was that the K or back?
Yeah, he stayed in. He stayed in, but it was super close.
Super close. It was an 11-yard game.
I was glad to be right here.
So 1st and 10, 6:55 remains in the ball game. Boomers trail 15-6. Douglas Fisher in the gun. Back pass once again, rolling to the right side. Firing it on the out route to Graff, but the pass just a bit too strong, and that's incomplete. Graff was trying to catch along the 30-yard line. Would have been a short game.
Yeah, I think that was a situation where maybe Ryan could have held it just a little bit longer to see if he could squeeze it in there. But I think he also recognized the fact that it was going to be a tough throw if he tried to do it.
Regardless,
and threw it more at his feet than anything, just to get out of the play.
So 2nd and 10 for the Boomers, 6:45 on the clock. Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Latal in the backfield. Douglas Fisher back to pass again. Low enough for a deep shot. Has a man streaking over the top. It's caught at the 40-yard line, down to the 35. And Alva territory at the 25. Finally tackled is Luke Graff. And what a strike again from Ryan Douglas Fisher.
Yeah,
right down the seam.
Jake Graff right there with a great grab to stay on, to hold on to the ball, because the fact that Ryan Fisher was able to make that throw, kind of squeezed it in there. But there was also 2 guys right there slapping at the ball, doing everything they could. Jake was able to hold on to it.
Boomers go quick. 6:35 remains in the ball game. Count down at the Alva 25. Douglas Fisher rolling to the left. Has time. Looking to pass. Throws it short. Finds his man complete and out of bounds. Luke Parkhurst for a nice little, looks like at the 17. So it's a decent little 8-yard gain on 1st down.
And honestly, that right there showed the maturity of Douglas Fisher compared to when he had the position when he had the quarterback position last year,
right,
was a lot of times he would just pull it in and take off right there.
Yeah.
But he waited until his guy had an opportunity. He threw it in the only spot to where he knew he was also going to get to stop the clock.
By the way, a 50-yard connection from Douglas Fisher to Graff on the previous pass. 2nd and 2 for the Boomers at the ALVA 17. Douglas Fisher rolls to the right. Again, an out route completed to Graff at the 10, and he's struck down there. So a first down for the Boomers, 7-yard gain, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Boomers really need to get up on the ball real quick here.
Just 6:05 remaining in the game. They've done a good job to go fast, this time taking a little bit of time. And the clock should not be running right now with it being a first down, but it is.
I was thinking the same thing.
So anyways, Boomers have it, 1st and goal at the ALVA 10. 5:45 remains in the game. Boomers trying to close this one up as they trail 15-6. Douglas Fisher rolls to the left on the snap. Work the pass again towards the end zone. A shot has a man incomplete. Intended for Cash Carter, who had worked himself nicely to the near pylon, but a good defensive play by Alva to break it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan had to hold on to that just a little long because Cash did slip just before he made the throw. But, you know, it was honestly still put in a good spot. Cash had an opportunity to make the play, and unfortunately, it just didn't hurt.
2nd and 10 for the Boomers, or should I say 2nd and goal from the ALVA 10. 5:40 remains in the game. Again, the Boomers trail 15-6, trying to close this one a bit tighter. Problem is, only one timeout remaining.
I'd like to see Graff go to the corner right here.
Douglas Fisher in the gun, back to pass, rolls to the near side, left side, takes a quick shot to Colt Moore. Again, that same play. This time it wasn't quite as open, and that one floats out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, and I don't know, Ely, were you able to see, did that look like it could have been a roughing the passer? Because it looked like Ryan Douglas took a shot on that play. I don't think he can hear.
Did Ryan Douglas take a bit of a shot, Ely, after the pass?
Yeah, he did. He got up and he was kind of looked at the official, but he seems like the type of kid who don't really say much, so he didn't really have much of a reaction.
Yeah, I think it was really close. I thought maybe he might have had an argument there.
So 3rd and goal for the Boomers. 5:34 remains in the game. They trail 15-6. Douglas Fisher in the gun. Again to pass left side. Rolling, still rolling, has time. Thinks about running with it, but throws it to the pylon. Touchdown! Luke Parkhurst on the near pylon with a tough catch just inside of it, and the Boomers score on 3rd and goal.
Man, the way that Ryan threw that ball, it almost looked like he was a catcher throwing down the second base. He just kind of fired it in there. It hit Parkhurst right in the gut, and Parkhurst was able to hold on, and the push knocked him into the pylon, which, you know, usually they're going to give you the touchdown whenever you run into the pylon like that.
Boomers took just 2 minutes, 14 seconds off the clock on the drive. It goes 9 plays and 88 yards. Again, on for the extra point now, not the 2-point.
Let's continue to build on this, whether we win this game or not. You know, we've done something this drive. Or really the last 2 drives. Let's continue to work on it. One thing I've seen a couple times, Boomer's going to have to be very careful. There's a lot of jawing back and forth.
Right. Don't want a big penalty there. On the Justwell Chevrolet scoreboard, the Boomers now trail 15-13 after the extra made point, with 5:28 remaining in the ball game. Justwell Chevrolet in Shattuck is where where honestly is not just a word, it is how they drive every deal. Visit JustwellChevrolet.com or call them 580-938-2122. Justwell Chevrolet in Shattuck, scoreboard sponsor, powering the Boomers throughout the season. Also, Sealing State Bank, now they've got a branch in Woodward. It's the new location, 2314 Williams Avenue. Sealing State Bank Woodward offers full-service banking, including personal checking, savings, home, and commercial loans. Also, mobile and online banking, wire transfers, and much more. Sealing State Bank of Woodward, powering Boomer Sports all season long. So now we can breathe, guys. Defense, again, going to have to come up with a big play, big stop. Alva, only 1 timeout. The Boomers only 1 timeout. So I guess the key is, Eric, you don't let Alva try to string together a couple of first downs.
Yeah, you got to make quick stops. You can't let them have a first down. I think, you know, yeah, there technically is the time to allow a couple of first downs, but just the way that they run their offense, you really need to get a stop on this.
Do you try to sneak an onside here, or do you just say, no, we'll kick it? Tough
kick
ball.
it. Trust your defense.
All right, so 5:28. Douglas Fisher on to kick off. Alva with a couple deep returners, Mathers, as well as it looks like Shipley. No, that is Landon. And a good kick by Douglas Fisher as he rolls all the way to the end zone for a touchback, kept away from the return, which would have been Bentley London.
And that was one of those where just a bounce one way or the other could have been.
Could have been out of bounds, yeah, but stuck down the sideline, not over. So Alva takes over, 5:27 remains in the game. They lead 15-13. The Boomers have rallied late. 13 unanswered points of their own. See what the Goldbugs do here on their own 20 to begin the drive.
They've done it all game. See if they can do it again, get one more stop.
The defense has definitely bowed up at opportune times. As Gaspard under center. Tight formation, receiver split out as Shipley on the right side. Mathers in the backfield. Gaspard puts Flaler in motion, and they hand it off up the middle to Mathers, and he fights forward across the 25 to the 27. 7-yard gain on first down for Lance Mathers. This is where that work you put in the offseason, that's where you try to come in clutch here with that strength and conditioning. You got a big boy, Lance Mathers, that is really good at picking up extra yards.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I said on that, allowing a first down. If you would allow the first down in that first play, you don't run off very much time. You go right back at it. Right. But each time that they don't get a first down, that's just milking the clock more.
2nd and 2, and somebody jumped. Is it the Boomers or is it Alva? Alva's clapping as if it's the Boomers.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on the Boomers.
The man went in motion was Flater. They will move it forward, so Alva gets the first down on 2nd and 2 due to the offsides from Woodward. Moves up to the 33. As Alva has 1st and 10 at their own 33. 4:50 remains in the game. The clock will run. As Alva leads 15-13 over the Boomers. Again, Gaspard under center. Tight formation, split out receiver is Shipley. And the backfield Mathers, down back. They put Flater in motion. Hand off inside to Mathers, spins out of the tackle, but only gets to 35, a short gain of 2 on first down. There's a couple of Boomers in the area to plug them up.
It looks like it was maybe Reese Starkey who was the one who got the initial stop, and a couple other Boomers came in there to finish off the play.
Clock down to 4:10 remaining in the game. 2nd and 8 coming for the Bugs from their own 35. Boomers trying to come up with a stand, trailing 15-13. Obviously, Alva going to take their time. Play clock's at 15. They're not even close to being set.
And I wouldn't expect anything but runs here.
As Gaspard goes under center, split receiver to the right side is Shipley. Man in the backfield, Mathers, couple of wing backs. The man in motion again, the handoff to Mathers, trying to run forward. A flag comes down. Mathers, though, drags the defender past the first down marker. Is finally slugged down, but this should be coming back. That flag came out quick in the backfield.
And I'll say this, the strength of Brody Providence, who made the tackle on Mathers, he grabbed Mathers, and he actually pulled Mathers back and kind of threw him a little bit.
Which is just not something you see very often. It should be backed up. As we're talking about it, that flag came out awfully quick, I'd imagine, in the area of holding. And for now, I've got spotted. Oh, a chop block, illegal chop block is what they call it. So that is on Alva.
And there's been a couple times where I think the Goldbugs have got away with that. And in this kind of offense, you're doing everything you can to, cut guys down to allow your guy to get through. But I think they finally were able to get caught on it.
They've got the ball up at the 44. It should be back at the spot from the penalty. Not sure what the discussion is here, and I may be wrong. That's not like a holding where you mark it off
right,
the original spot.
And it's not one that you there's calls all the time that you think about, so.
Okay, so they're saying that the chop occurred at the 37, and that's where they'll mark it back. So it's about a yard upfield or so from the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 10-yard penalty back to the 27 for the Bucks. And repeat the second down.
I do want, those at home to, hear a lot of the names that we're calling out. We've called Trip Bates, a sophomore. We've called Brady Providence, Reese Durkee, both freshmen. There's a lot to be excited about on the defensive side of the ball for the Boomers.
3:20 remaining in the ball game. Alva with the clock running. Snap under center. Handed off to Mathers, and nothing doing. The Boomers get him for only a gain of 1. So 3rd and 15 upcoming for the Bugs.
And again, right there, Trip Bates in on the play, grabbing him. We talked about how strong Mathers is, but, the Boomers, when they've grabbed him, the past several times, he's trying to go, and they've been able to pull him back.
2:55 remaining on the clock as it drains. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 15 for the Goldbugs. We'll see how conservative they try to play it. Boomers have 1 timeout, not using it. Trying to keep in the back pocket should they get the stop. Gaspard under center. Tight formation again. Only split out receiver Shipley. Man the backfield is Mathers. Man in motion goes Flaler. They give it to Flaler on the reverse handoff. Has some space, but a great tackle. Kyle Bourne playing on not 100% legs. A huge open field tackle to the fourth down.
That's a highlight.
Wow.
That's a Sports Center top 10 type of play, the way that he kind of flew in there. Both guys with a head of steam. Colin grabbed him and pulled him down. That was incredible.
And the Boomer side is up and excited is that crowd, as it will be a punt upcoming.
Did the Boomers take a timeout here?
Well, the clock's running. Nobody's called a timeout. Play clock's down to 10. It was a quick huddle from both teams. Play clock's down to 7. Alva might just run this all the way out and then burn a timeout. As it gets down to 3, Shipley back to punt, 2-1. And yep, there it is, the timeout. So Alva draining the clock to the maximum, and there's 1:44 remaining. The Boomers will get it back with 1 timeout, trailing by 2. Now, we've seen Ryan Douglas Fisher with the leg. The field goal is in play here if you get close.
Yeah, real quick. I think the Boomer coaching staff recognized that that's what Alva was going to do, and they'll say, hey, let them use the timeout. That's going to allow us to save the timeout.
And had a quick huddle, talk to the guys.
So, good job right there, game management. But, I think we've done a great job of, going down there, curl routes, out routes, things like that. And the maturity of Ryan Douglas Fisher from the first and last season to, what we've seen here in the second half, use that senior, put it on his back and let him go with it.
So Shipley back to punt, standing at his own 21. Latal back to receive, standing at his own 30. Clean snap this time. A high kick from Shipley off the side of his foot. Not very good as it goes past the 50, but bounces out of bounds maybe just around the 45. Boomer's going to set up with some really good field position.
Yeah, here's the deal. You got 1:37 left. Don't do things like stupid penalties to cause yourself to maybe take away a play or back you up further. You've got to be disciplined in this situation if you're a Boomer.
See where they feel they do mark it down to 42. So the Boomers take over at their own 42-yard line with the chance to be able to go down and try to take the lead with 1:37 remaining. They do have a timeout. Douglas Fisher in the gun has 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's more the far side. Tall on the backfield, tight end Endersby. Douglas Fisher rolls out to the right side, looking for a deep shot straight away to Colt Moore, and just incomplete, shoved out of bounds. They're not going to call the flag.
Yeah, I think they're going to say that's uncatchable.
Yeah, and it probably was, as on the coverage was Jance Heaton for Alva, sticking tight to Moore. And I think that's right, just a bit too far of a shot there by Douglas Fisher. I like the quick change, right? They call it. So hey, come up on that first play and try to do something.
And I think they really were. What they were trying to do is kind of like what happened on that last drive with the pass interference. They're trying to kind of bait them into another one.
So Douglas Fisher in the gun with 1:30 remaining. 2nd and 10 for the Boomers at their own 42. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Douglas Fisher back to pass again. Looking to the right side. Has a man over the middle. It's Jake Graff caught inside the 40, into Alva territory, down to the 37. He just found a nice little hole in the zone and let himself get open.
Yeah, Boomers need to get up on the ball quick. Try to save that timeout. You got plenty of time to actually stop the clock on this first down. So
and a late flag. It's on the Boomers. What was the penalty for? Call the personal foul. Ball is at the 38, so it was a gain of 20.
Yeah, I think this.
So now it'll be backed up after the play.
Guys, it's going to be on Brian Douglas Fisher. He's in the referee a little bit too much.
Okay, so bit chippiness there. So unfortunately, he mentioned a second ago, don't have those penalties that kind of cost you a play. It doesn't cost the Boomers a down, but it backs them up quite a bit.
Backs you right back up.
Yeah.
You know, and you essentially got out of a big play, you got 4 yards.
Yeah, because you're at the 5 because you got to the 47. But still, your point.
Math is hard.
You're still the right point, though, right? You back up, you lose quite a bit there. So the Boomers will have it first and very long, first and 25 with a minute 22 remaining, and then Alva jumps off sides. Grace Hamilton coughs up 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like a Boomer may have flinched too, but I think it was the Alva jump that caused the Boomer to flip.
Right. So essentially now a 10-yard penalty on the personal foul. Clock still sits at 1:22 remaining. The Boomers trail 15-13. Trying to drive, maybe get at least in field goal range or punch in the touchdown. They do have one timeout.
I say try to hard count again. I mean,
Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left for receivers. He'll back to pass, looking to the left side, the single side with Moore. Again, just floats this one up and out of bounds, realizing nothing is there for the incompletion. So didn't see it and said, we'll just try her again on the next end. So 2nd and 20. They are at the Alva 40, or their own 48, excuse me. So still got a bit of a ways to go. We saw Douglas Fisher have the leg to get it to the goal post from 40 plus. A little off accuracy-wise in the guy in the game, but you'd like to obviously be closer than that if you're the Boomers.
Oh, and I don't know if you recognize this, but on the reception, Jay Graff had to go off the field. Looks like went and talked to the training staff who's back on the field now.
Empty set for Douglas Fisher. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass, looking left side. Looking, for Graff, but that one just a bit over his head, as it looked like Douglas Fisher thought he was going to go a little deeper than what Graff did. Incomplete. So now you're on a 3rd and 20. You've got to get some yards here. Got to get the first down with a minute 10 remaining in the game.
And the Boomer offense really needs to be disciplined, not just not allowing a penalty or not having a penalty call against you, but just let the play happen.
Yeah.
We've kind of rushed it the past two downs.
So Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end Endersby, Lataw in the backfield with Douglas Fisher. Back to pass again on 3rd and 20. Thinking screenplay, it's not there. Douglas Fisher has a scramble, gets away from some pressure, looking deep, sends the shot to Colt Moore, who's over the top, and that might be pass interference. Where is the, wow, okay. No turnaround by Jance Heaton at all, and Colt Moore was hit and nothing.
And that's what I mean. The Boomer coaching staff, they are hot right now because, that should have been a pass interference down the field. And that, with that pass interference, again, that gets you first down, but also moves you, to about the, trying to remember where we're at.
We're at the 48 of our own right
now.
Or their territory, excuse me.
But now it forces the Boomers to get a big play right here, unfortunately.
And that makes it 4th and 20 off the broken up pass. So Douglas Fisher in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Endersby at tight end. Douglas Fisher back to pass under some quick pressure, escapes the sack, looking to throw. He's going to heave it deep, looking for Graft. It's into a heap of GOLDBUGS and picked off by Alva. And it is Tripp Cole with the interception on the deflected pass, and that's likely going to do it for the Boomers. A last heave, fortunately, comes up as an interception.
And you hate the game to come down to a missed call by the officials, but I think that's what we just saw here.
It's a tough break, yeah.
And unfortunately, the Boomers did enough throughout the game to, kind of make mistakes here and there to get put in this situation. And this is a tough one to swallow.
So it's a turnover by the Boomers, and it'll give Alva the ball with 44 seconds remaining. Boomers just have 1 timeout. M&D Enterprises Lawnmower Shop for your best lawn, porch, or patio. M&D Enterprises and the Lawnmower Shop are your people. They carry everything you need to make your greenscape that little piece of heaven you have always dreamed of. Locations in Woodward, Camden, Weatherford. M&D's powering Boomers all season long. Gaspard under center. We'll just necessarily need to nail this one out. They do hand it off to Mathers up the gut. He's plugged up at the line of scrimmage and brought down for a minimal gain, 1 yard.
I think that's going to do it.
As the clock going to be running, the Boomers could use timeout, but they know it's ultimately not going to really matter here because they need multiple to make it work. And the clock runs down to 20 seconds. Alva looks to be in no rush to snap this one, as we're down to 10. That is going to be doing it because there's 10 seconds on the play clock, 6 on the game clock, and that is it. Alva has defeated the Boomers at Ranger Field, 15-13 in the thriller. The Boomers with a last-second chance just couldn't get it to go, and that is it here from Ranger Field. So we'll step aside for a break, come back with the post-game wrap-up. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we know what it takes to keep your farm running smoothly. Our experienced lenders understand agriculture and offer competitive loans for real estate, livestock, equipment, and more. We are locally owned and invested in our communities, making decisions that benefit you quickly. Bank of Western Oklahoma, the bank that works as hard as you do. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward.
Feel safe and secure with Arlo Wireless Outdoor Camera, available at Pioneer. Arlo offers top-notch protection with crystal clear video quality, rain or shine. Monitor your home from anywhere with remote smartphone access, whether you're at home or on the go. Arlo keeps you connected to what matters most. Trust Arlo and Pioneer to keep your home safe and secure. Visit GoPioneer.com to get your Arlo wireless cameras today.
At Ranger Field, as it was Alva taking it 15-13 over the Boomers. For that second half, Eric, the Boomers trailed 8-0 at the half. Alva, after a fumble by the Boomers, able to score on essentially a goal-to-goal situation with about 8:16 remaining in the third quarter, and there was another fumble by the Boomers on the ensuing possession. They were able to get the stop, and then you get the big play from Colt Moore to Ryan Douglas Fisher. It was an 80-yard touchdown pass, encapsulated a 5-play, 97-yard drive for the Boomers, and that was when it was on. With 11:48 left in the ball game, Woodward would get another stop after a bit of a drive from Alva. 9 plays, 88 yards, this time a 10-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Douglas Fisher to Jake Graff. Pulled him within 2, but unfortunately just couldn't get it on that last drive. Obviously, bit of an unfortunate situation where it looks like you have Colt Moore down the sideline, maybe drawing the pass interference. That not called, and that just, it's kind of how it ended. But the Boomers, you gotta love that fight they showed in the second half.
Yeah, you hate to, again, like I said, hate to see a game come down to a missed call or a call that shouldn't have been made or whatever. But throughout the game there were enough mistakes the Boomers made. Either not finishing a drive or a penalty here and there that would cause things to. In fact, that unsportsmanlike
right,
call,
yeah,
late, little, things like that, that may have ultimately cost the Boomers in the long run.
That being said, though, the offense definitely a lot more consistent. What we saw through the first 2 weeks, holes were being open. Ely, you saw it on the field in the run game. And how about Ryan Douglas Fisher placed a lot of really good passes out there?
Yeah, and the one thing is, if you think of it in a today aspect, you're sad, you're upset you didn't get the win. But this is great coming into district play. I mean, third, fourth quarter, kind of figured it out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a too little, too late situation. If you do a lot of those things in the first quarter, you ultimately could come away with a victory. But the biggest thing is you found what works, and you're going into the big games, and that's what really matters.
It is, and you don't try to minimize the non-district games because yes, you want to win all your games, but guys, I mean, it is a constant prep for saying, okay, what do we got to do to be the best we can for district now? You're starting that off with a very tough challenge in Elgin. We were 5A last year, undefeated to the playoffs. That'll be the 27th at Boomer Stadium to open district play. But after that, you get Douglas, you get Clinton on the road, who last we checked was kind of struggling a little bit tonight. And then you'll come back and play Douglas. It wasn't Clinton, it's Cash on the road after Elgin. Then you come back and play Douglas. And so maybe, and then you get Bridge Creek for homecoming later, so some chances maybe to try to get over the top, if you will, for the Boomers at some point.
Yeah, I think really all you can do right now, if you're the Boomers, is to just do your best to kind of build on every drive in the game. You just try to, you do something well, let's build on it. In this game, we saw some things late third quarter, fourth quarter, that we can build on, and especially going into the bye week. Now your guys are going to get a chance to rest, hopefully get healthy, go back and look at some film, and let's go, hopefully try to surprise some people in district play.
Smith & Co. Auction Realty is Oklahoma's real estate and land auction experts. Smith & Co. is your #1 choice for all your land auctions and real estate needs. Call them at 580-254-3975 or email Ira at smithcorealestate.com. Smith & Co. Realty, or Smith & Co. Auction and Realty, powering Boomer Sports all season long. And of course, we definitely want to thank Pioneer for being our defensive stand sponsor. Wayne Matthews, State Farm agent, sponsoring their starting lineups. Jess Wells Chevrolet, powering our scoreboard all season. High Plains Tire, powering the halftime stats. And guys, time to hand out the Bank of Western Oklahoma Player of the Game. And Eric, I think we came on a good agreement. Cole Moore, the sophomore. I mean, getting that initial spark on the big touchdown play, made the double move to get open, and really had some big catches kind of down the stretch as well. And, again, that far side chance where it looks like they got interfered with, they didn't call it, but gave him a chance all night long in that second half.
Yeah, and, even on that play where he's getting pushed out of bounds, what's called mossed. I don't know if you saw that early, but he's reaching over, still trying to make a play. So he's trying to do everything he can for his team. That's who Colt Moore is. He's a gamer. He knows what he has to do. Guys like that, sophomores, freshmen, we called their names all night long. And just the sheer numbers of how many we have compared to, but still, there's still some stuff to be excited about with Boomer football.
Absolutely.
It's easy to get down when you're 0-3. You lose to Guyman, you lose to Alva. But there's a lot to be excited about moving forward.
Absolutely. Bank of Western Oklahoma Player of the Game goes to Colt Moore. The sophomore of the Bank of Western Oklahoma goes beyond banking. No matter where you are, the Bank of Western Oklahoma is always close. Find a location near you at bankofwesternoklahoma.com, powering the Player of the Game all season long. And, of course, do want to remind you again, the Boomers off next week as far as football goes. They do have the bye week. The next opportunity to see them will be at Boomer Stadium, September 27th against Elgin to open district play. Other fall sports, though, in action next week. The softball team heads to Bethany on Tuesday for a big district contest. They return home on Thursday for a district doubleheader against Kingfisher. The cross-country team, they make their way to Bethany on Saturday and then Laverne on Tuesday, correct, with the junior high and high school. So two meets for them, and we'll hopefully be able to talk to them Wednesday on the Coaches Show. Both the softball and cross-country team kind of catch up on their seasons. Do want to thank, of course, the Boomer TV crew, Chris Godwin, Kyler, and crew jumping in and doing a fantastic job tonight, as they always do. And Ely, great job on the sidelines. Eric, appreciate you. And Mr. Jimmy Ford, JD, back at the board, doing a great job tonight, stepping in, kind of a substitute role, if you will. So we very much appreciate him. And, of course, if you're wanting to figure out what's going on in the Tri-State tonight, tune over to K101. They're hitting their close, if you will, on the night, wrapping up another fantastic week of football in the Tri-State. Don't forget, Sooners tomorrow hosting Tulane here on Z92, 2:30 kickoff. Pre-game coverage starts at 11:30 with Toby Rowland, Teddy Lehman, Kay Bikert, and Chris Plank. With that said, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Tired of complicated Wi-Fi management? Go Pioneer.